Ooh, the show is about to start.
Hey now.
The nostalgic PodBlast will start momentarily.
Hey, it's the nostalgic PodBlast, and you're doing something somewhere, I hope. Damn you, hairy apes.
Oh boy.
The nostalgic PodBlast will start momentarily, and don't forget to give us a call. Ooh, the show is about to start.
Hey, this is Rodney. You're listening to Nostalgic PodBlast. And I don't know why. What the hell's wrong with you?
Ooh, the show is about to start.
Oh boy.
The nostalgic PodBlast will start momentarily, and don't forget to give us a call.
This is your President Donald J. Trump, and you're having the honor, the tremendous honor of listening to the Nostalgic PodBlast. Is that what you call it? The Nostalgic PodBlast. It's great. It's huge. I've never heard it. Yeah, but anyway, it's going to be tremendous. And if you believe that, you'll believe one day there's going to be a Lindsey Graham Jr.
The nostalgic PodBlast will start momentarily.
Hey now.
Ooh, the show is about to start.
Hi, we want you to come to Bonanza, so here's what we're going to do. For the next 2 weeks, any day, you can have our big T-bone steak dinner at this great low price. That's complete with baked potato and Texas toast. And all the salads you can eat from our famous Bonanza salad bar. And seconds on coffee or tea are on us. So get our big T-bone steak dinner any day for the next 2 weeks at our great low price. Come to Bonanza.
I know people don't come to a Ponderosa Steakhouse because I give free refills on coffee and Coca-Cola, or because of my terrific salad bar, or even because the price is so right. They come because the steaks are delicious. All USDA inspected and approved sirloins, T-bones, and ribeyes. I know the steak is the real star. I'm only here for atmosphere.
Applause for the great steaks at Ponderosa.
Hey, fellas, what time is it?
It's time to go eat, Al. Yeah.
All right.
Of course, it's time to cut our mics on, too. Hey, we're live.
I just did.
Yeah, I know. Huh? That's okay.
Day late and $1 short.
Hey now.
All right. We're back. We're here.
Well, it's been a while since we've been over here at my place.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we did a show. I missed you both. It's good to be back.
Yeah,
Well, you were kind of injured.
Oh.
Yes, I visited our friend of the show, Danny,
Danny.
in Athens, and I spent a few days there, and we drank a little too much,
Ooh.
and I took a few spills, and I got pretty banged up, but I'm healed up and ready to roll.
At least you didn't get beat up by anybody. You know?
It looks like I did. You should see the other guy. But
Yeah,
my lip was busted. I busted my side. I mean, as my nephew said, who's 8 years old, Henry, he goes, oh, he's like, you got an eggplant. 'Cause
Well, yeah, some of us can handle alcohol and
Yeah.
some of us can't.
I got fallen down drunk. I'll be quite honest with you. I wasn't driving anywhere, and we were celebrating. Just
Well, at least you didn't rip up any classic comic books.
that's true. Danny has introduced me to an incredible comic book collection through a relative of his, and we're helping him sell. And we have to grade books, and
good.
And we'll talk about some of that later. But today, the
What are we
topic
talking about?
nostalgic
Food.
Wow. Wow.
Nostalgic
Food.
favorite foods and
All
restaurants.
right.
Hey now.
All right, take 5. Nostalgic favorite foods and restaurants that are extinct, meaning
Yeah.
foods you can't find anymore, even on Amazon.com.
Well, even restaurants that you used to eat as a kid or a teenager, and they're just gone, and you don't know what happened to them. I mean, it's like there wasn't an announcement in the paper. Hey, Western Sizzling Steak.
Well, you know,
will cease to exist.
some restaurants are gone because of Corona, but we're talking restaurants that disappeared years ago.
Yeah,
Correct.
You know, a long time
exactly.
ago.
And some because of Corona,
But-
but mostly because pre-Corona that just went out of business.
Yeah.
Well, even the drive-in restaurants that were the phase when McDonald's kind of started it, or the big giant conglomerate. But there was other drive-ins that had a lot of stores, like Carol's Drive-In, which was very much like McDonald's. We used to go there after band practice, and they're gone. Shakey's Pizza Parlor, they're gone. Although they still have Shakey's in Los Angeles, California. But and maybe a few other spotty places, but nothing like it used to be with the music. And they played movies. They had the Super 8 film cartridges by the Technicolor Corporation. And why are you doing nice little hand gestures?
What are you
That's
trying
great.
to tell me?
He's trying to do a dance.
What are you trying to tell me?
Is what
That you're not on camera.
Oh, but he's not on camera. There you go. But there's all kinds of restaurants that even in the Atlanta market are gone. Baby Doe's is one of them. As our friend Lewis alluded to when I saw him this week.
I've got a quick story about Baby Doe's.
Go ahead.
Oh my God, this is 1987. My grandparents, God rest their souls, were babysitting my sister and I in the Cobb County, Georgia area near Cumberland Mall. Anyway, we were driving on the highway, and my sweet grandmother looks up and she goes, "Oh, Baby Does." And then my sister and I cracked up. We go, "No, it's Baby Doe's." Baby Does.
Now, did you ever go there and eat?
And it's spelled D-O-E-S, is
Yeah,
it not?
yeah, it is.
B-A-B-Y-D-O-E-S.
Now, I remember passing it a long time on 285. You look up and see all this architecture. You go, man, it was like a mining village or something.
I used to go by.
That's the one I'm talking about, up in the tree.
Yeah.
Sorry, Al.
Yeah, when I used to work at Kicks on Interstate Parkway, when I go down, 285 West.
But you never went there, did you?
Never. It's too expensive.
It was one of those.
You've always been a penny pincher.
It was one of those
That's right.
ritzy places, was it?
If you spend over $6 or $7 for lunch, it's too much.
God.
Oh, dude, these days you need to up that budget to $10-12.
Well, that's true. That's true. But today was reasonable. We went to Buffalo House. It was
And we shot a
reasonable.
video that we'll show in a future PodBlast.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
So
I
exciting.
ate at Mellow Mushroom. I got 2 slices of pizza and a drink for $7.02.
Let me ask you something. What would you do
If I didn't have pizza,
if they no longer made pizza? You couldn't find it
I
anywhere.
would be.
Would you
go-
die?
I would. Yeah, probably.
He would make it. You'd probably get the Chef Boyardee pizza kit or something like that, or just hand toss your own dough. And,
Bleh.
Hey now.
Yeah,
can you make your own pizza?
I can, but I'd rather not.
Anyway, we all have a list of favorite foods. I'm going to focus on candy and restaurants. I know we
Chance
each have
brought
a
some
list.
bitter honeys today.
Bitto honey.
Bitter honey.
Yeah. 'cause I know Tom
How'd you
likes
get
them.
one out of the bag? I thought I'd eat them all.
I handed him one
I
because
told
I knew you were
I told
rapidly.
you when you brought the bag, he would eat them all.
I knew you were rapidly
And they're
killing that
They're
bag.
almost gone.
By the way,
I love bitter honeys. Nice. Who just burped?
I did.
You're supposed to say excuse me.
Excuse me.
There you go.
Oh, it's the lunch.
Well, let's. You know what? Let's check in with somebody real quick. Hang on a second.
Who?
And now it's time for that misanthrope of bad taste, the sultan of saucy banter, the worldly giver of wordy goodness, the yes queen of questions, that lounge lizard of whoosh. And his father fought in the war, but the other side. Here's Lewis.
Good afternoon, my fellow potty Arabians. It's Lewis again, checking in with you. Got a question for you. Where is the best place to get lucky? And why is it the Beefsteak Charlie's parking lot?
That's funny.
I don't think we can say that. This is supposed to be a G-rated show, Lewis. My gosh.
he has a great voice.
He does. He's an actor. I'm
Is my
surprised. You
mic on, Al?
I'm surprised you haven't run into him
Yeah, it's on.
around the.
You actually got to speak into it.
Yeah, you got to. You're. It's facing your chest.
Okay.
That's why you couldn't hear it. So
I can turn it off if you want.
So some of the restaurants we're talking about is the ones that have also gone asunder. Now in some markets there's the Big Boy franchise that still exists. There was a Frisch, I know I'm saying that wrong. Frisch Big Boy. There was a Shoney's Big Boy, and it went through several different types of ownerships. It went through a lot of legalese and stuff to maintain the Shoney Big Boy.
I used to love
logo.
Shoney's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, and some restaurants had to fight to keep the Big Boy statue because some municipalities say you can't have 2 signs, and they consider the Big Boy a signage, and it really wasn't part of the signage. And then there was a Frisk Big Boy, which looked totally different than the traditional Shoney's Big Boy who held up the hamburger. He looked like a run. He looks like Zesto's.
Yeah.
Logo.
I love
actually.
Zesto's. They're still around
Is
here in
that,
Atlanta.
but there's only like 1 or 2 of them
Yeah,
left.
there used to
though.
be a lot more.
Yeah, they sold out to Cookout.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, Cookout bought their. Bought
Well,
some
there's a
of their buildings.
cookout near me we go to, but you
Yeah.
don't particularly like it.
Nah,
You-
the last few times we've eaten there, I just haven't been impressed by it. But you know,
it's all right.
you know, and then there's of course the Varsity, and they're still around, but they've closed a few of those because of zoning laws and the taxes, and they couldn't. They
In
said,
the
well,
Atlanta area.
yeah.
Like the one on Cheshire Bridge, the Varsity Junior, gone.
Yeah,
it's
it's gone.
That closed years ago.
And it was doing good business, you
Yeah.
know. But the fact of the matter is, the mayor, the current mayor at that time, who I do not know who that was, upped the taxes or something for those restaurants in that area, and he said, "Nope, we can't afford this anymore." So they just said,
Why
"Okay,
do they do
heck
that?
with it,
Why
screw
do
it."
they do that?
And that's a part of Atlanta that's
Close it
nothing.
up.
It's strip clubs and adult movie stores
yeah.
and stuff. And it's probably an
But yet
adult
they can
movie
afford.
house.
They can
they're still
afford,
around.
Yeah, because
They're
they
still
can be
around.
around. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Big
they do,
money.
Yeah, because they do good business. Obviously, you know, it's because they can't wait to pounce on anything that makes my eyelid twitch culture, as we'll call those people.
We've got some Facebook comments. Mitch Dutton says 2 restaurants I miss are Brown Derby and Steak and Ale. Steak and Ale's on my list. We'll get into
Yeah.
it later, but
Now Brown Derby was a restaurant in Los Angeles. That's just the.
You know,
that's the
I
one he's
actually
talking
went
about.
there when I went. The one
Did-
time I went to California.
Did
I went
you go to the Brown?
Derby.
You went to the actual
it's
Brown
a big
Derby.
Brown Derby. Yeah, it's a cool place. I
It's
went
now
there.
an Asian place, and they've moved it on
Yeah.
top of a mall. You can't even really.
Yeah.
It doesn't look anything like it used to. It still has the dome, but
Right.
doesn't have the brim anymore.
Oh, really?
No,
The brim is
doesn't have-
gone?
No, brim has been gone.
Oh, wow.
Brim has
It's
been
been a
gone.
long time. It's in the 70s when I was
It's
out
been
there.
gone. But however, Disney, when they used to have Disney MGM studios, and they still have it, but it's not called Disney MGM. They have a Brown Derby restaurant And we had Thanksgiving dinner there one year.
They do. I ate there back in 2016.
Yeah, it wasn't that good, but that's beside the point.
And it has Hollywood pictures.
Yes, it does.
It's in Hollywood Land.
It's exactly,
Disney World.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's recreated just like the original Brown Derby. Now, whether it's still there, I don't know.
It was there in late 2016,
right.
December 2016.
But I haven't been back there in quite a few years either. So I don't know what's there.
That's 4 years ago.
Or what's like the magic, the Hollywood Magic Ride, whatever it's called. Almost called the Magic Carpet Ride.
Well, there's
what are you talking about?
The ride that you rode through the movies.
Oh yeah, and they have a drive-in too.
Yeah, but that's gone. That's gone now.
There's a lot of national chains that's gone, but there's also, we'll talk about them, a lot of local restaurants that I used to go to here in Atlanta that are gone.
Like what?
Dante's Down the Hatch.
Well, Dante's Down the Hatch. That's true.
Well, when I worked at Turner, I love a place called Bobby and June's.
Bobby and June's, yeah, they went.
It's on 14th Street. It's in a house, in a big brown house.
Yeah, and they did crazy business.
Crazy business. We
used to go there.
I used to go there all the time, and that's where I met. Remember Louis Gazard,
the
writer from the AJC?
Yeah,
he used to love to go there, and that's where I met Louis Gazard one day. I was sitting there.
Yeah, they had a bunch of his pictures up.
Yeah, with my friends from Turner, and he was sitting in the booth right behind us, and that's how I met him.
Yeah, that's good.
He was a prolific writer. He had heart issues. He had a lot of surgeries at Emory University.
Yeah, but he, I love Bobby and June's.
Bobby and June's was good country, basically country food is basically what it was.
They had really good fried chicken.
And they slammed it together. And you know what? Bobby and June's couldn't exist today because how close you sat to everybody. I mean, they were almost in your lap.
Well, yeah, but one day Corona will be gone. But yeah, it was a house, and they turned the house into a restaurant.
Yeah, yeah, and he closed. He said, "I'm done with this. I'm done."
And there was another restaurant I used to love to eat at downtown in Atlanta.
Yeah,
it was called Ma Holes.
Oh yeah.
Remember,
the kids approve.
No, I don't.
You remember Ma Holes?
No, I don't. No, I never went to those kinds of places.
It was a soul food place.
Okay.
This lady, she was African American, and she cooked food in her house, and she had a big screened-in porch on the front, and in the summertime you get out on the porch, you could eat, and her house was just turned into a restaurant, and it was some of the best food.
I've heard about that place.
Holes.
They were talking about it at work the other about a month ago, but I remember
it went away a long time ago, but because she passed away. But it was just a great place to go and have lunch.
Now, me and Troll, remember Bill Tullis?
Yeah, Bill Tullis,
who passed away. God bless his soul. And
he worked at Turner. He was an audio guy.
Yeah, he was an audio. He came up with a "This is CNN" and all their.
Well, he said that this is CNN.
Yes.
This. No. He said this is headline news.
Well, you're thinking of James Earl Jones.
No. This is before James Earl Jones.
He did it before James.
He did it before James Earl Jones.
But the same beat, like this.
Yep.
Is CNN.
Yep. Okay. So anyway, make a long story short, we did a Mannheim Steamroller concert at Chastain, and the Russians and everybody came over, and it was part of the Ted Turner Olympic game thing. And
the Turner games.
We called it Goodwill Games.
Goodwill Games. That's right.
So we went to Miss Pitty Pat's porch.
I've been there.
You ever been there?
Yeah, I did.
And you go in there, and now is it still around? I wonder because
I don't know,
because it's so Terra-like. The way the costumes are, the way the porch is. I just don't think it would survive under today's culture. So my guess is it's gone. I probably should look it up while you guys talk.
Well, it seems to me like, there used to be more restaurants here that were like mom and pop. Now there's a lot of national chains, which is okay, but I like the mom and pops.
Well, around here in Lawrenceville, Lilburn area, there's a lot of mom and pops. We just ate at one, the Buffalo House. No one will know what we're talking about unless you're local to the Atlanta area, but it's a sweet Asian family. These young girls serve you, and
the place
it's really good.
The building used to be a Western Sizzling Steakhouse.
And it has a 100 health score, an A.
That's
perfect
good.
score. And we just had the best mild chicken wings. And what'd you have? Anyway, we're going to make you hungry today, folks.
And another place that we used to go to a lot when I worked at Turner was the Silver Grill up on Monroe Drive near Piedmont Park. Yeah. And it was an old Art Deco, because they had neons all in the windows. They had neon all in around. It was just a great place to eat. It's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah, the Silver Grill.
Yep. Pitty Pat's Porch is it's now called the Porch.
The Porch.
Yeah. So and they're still around. There's a Pitty Pat's Porch COVID-19 update.
And another great place here in Atlanta.
So they're still around. They're still around.
Used to be on Piedmont was Victoria Station. And the restaurant was in boxcars. Remember?
Oh, I've eaten at a place like that.
Yeah, the restaurant was made up of train boxcars. It was Victoria Station, and there was one on
like Victoria's Secret.
Yeah,
Ooh, we're going to Pitty Pat's Porch. I'm looking at some of the stuff. Holy moly!
Let's go.
There's still a restaurant there in Vinings. Is it Vinings? Where
That's where I live.
the China Moon's at?
There's a Chinese restaurant, the Orient Express.
Orient Express that does it out of a train
and
car.
they've actually upgraded it to have sushi a few years ago.
Yeah.
So one side of the train has sushi and Japanese food. The other side's Chinese.
I heard they weren't that good.
They're not.
Yeah.
Have you ever had sushi? You ever had sushi?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan, but I've had
I've never. I wouldn't eat it.
It depends on the type.
Well, a good sushi is supposedly really good, but I've had it before in California. My friend Simon Sarkassian took me and my son there, and he said, "This place, he said, I know you don't like sushi, but you will like this place." It was okay.
It's raw food.
I know.
I can't. I just, no, thank you. I want my stuff cooked.
Yeah, well, me too.
We have some Facebook comments. Joe Bartlett. God, he's given us a lot of good suggestions.
Like
he said, he's commenting, Bobby and June's was great.
Yeah, it was.
They died of lung cancer.
Ooh.
And he said the Horseradish Grill, which is in Atlanta near Chastain Park. I ate there a lot. It was in a stable, a horse stable. It's a higher end place. I go with my folks Christmas Eve. It's an Atlanta thing. Pity Pat's is still here.
Yeah,
Joe Bartlett says.
I just said it.
Right, I know. I'm sorry. And Joe Bartlett also says Old Hickory House, which is on my list to discuss later. Yeah. And Dante had his own train car at Dante's down the hatch.
Yeah,
they had a Dante's at Underground Atlanta.
They did.
Mm-hmm. In fact,
during the Olympics, it was really big.
They had their famous drink, and I've got a Dante's down the hash glass.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a.
Where's it at?
Dante's down the hatch?
It's in the kitchen, in the hat.
Okay.
Dante's down the hatch.
Yeah. Didn't they have an alligator or crocodile there?
Yeah, it did. I've got one in there.
No, did they have a real live alligator or crocodile in their moat there?
No.
We had to go across the little bridge. Yeah,
no,
that's what I heard. That's what I've always heard.
I don't remember that.
That's what I always heard.
I'm not saying it wasn't, but I don't.
So, Mr. Bartlett, if you're still listening, is that true? Don't you remember hearing about the alligator or crocodile there at Dante's down on? Now, I went there once. Guy Tuttle, God rest his soul. God, we're doing that a lot here lately. Who passed away, and he took me there when I was going to go work at MSNBC, and it was a good restaurant. It was a very well known restaurant too.
All right, and Bobby Williams Benson says we had a Victoria Station here in Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah, and there was a she's my cousin. Hey, cuz, there was a one in Virginia Beach that we used to go to all the time. You eat it in train cars, and it was
Victoria Station was in train cars.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This was a Victoria Station in Virginia Beach.
It was a great place. I love the atmosphere.
Yeah, it was.
It was really
good. And I remembered it being pretty good.
Yeah, what food was? Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was pretty darn tasty, as you say.
Mm-hmm. There was a lot of great restaurants here in Atlanta that's gone. I mean, it's just like, golly.
Well, they I know they all can't survive, but if you're really, really good, then I would think you can survive. Just for instance, the cafeteria style dining. It was Morrison's in Piccadilly. Now all the Morrisons are gone, and there's only a few Piccadillys
There was another
left.
great place downtown that I used to go to a lot. It was called Shazio's. It was a Vietnamese restaurant.
Oh.
And it was delicious.
Yeah.
And it was down on 14th and Peach
Yeah, I know
Street.
exactly.
Yeah, right on the corner there.
I know. I've actually eaten there before.
Shazio's. It was a great place to go in.
Yeah, yeah.
Getting back to Piccadilly, at Cumulus, when I worked at Cumulus, Sean Shannon, the market manager, walked by my desk. I'd gotten Piccadilly to go, roast beef and cornbread and broccoli, and he walks by, he goes, "Chance, that looks disgusting."
It probably was.
In the little to-go, styrofoam, it did look pretty nasty.
Well, S&W cafeteria is gone too. As far as I know, I don't think they're around.
I don't think so either. And it's funny, they've been replaced by places like Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel does.
Well, the S&W near me up here on Pleasant Hill Road is now a Carrabba's. Thrill of the Grill.
Now, Carrabba's is very good.
Yeah, that's what went in there.
They're a little pricey, but they're very good. Hey, give us a call if you can.
And another, Tom Loves Pizza. And another place that's gone is California Pizza Kitchen.
It's not gone.
I thought it was.
Lennox Square Mall.
Lennox Square.
That's the one I ate at Lennox Square. I thought they were gone.
And the one at East. No, you're right. They are closing up. The one at East Cobb, which is in a trendy part of the suburbs of Atlanta.
Well, the only one I went to was at Lennox. I went to that one.
Right.
The one at Johnson's Ferry Road and Roswell Road is gone.
And there's one in Perimeter. Is that one gone?
I don't know. I have to Google that.
Give us a call, 678.
Mellow Mushroom is gone?
No, Mellow Mushroom is not gone. I ate there today.
Oh, that's where it was?
Yes. Al. Now I know what Al stands for. It stands for Alzheimer's.
No.
No.
Mellow Mushroom's everywhere.
Well, the one up near me closed. on Pleasant Hill Road, it closed.
I don't know. Oh, that one's been closed a long time. And there was one near me that closed, but there's still one there in Snellville, and there's one on Roswell Road.
At Windy Hill Road.
There's one at Windy Hill Road
near the Weather Channel where you work as a director.
So the one you ate at today was where?
It's called Emory, but it's not Emory. It's
near Emory University.
It's near Emory, but it's not. It's called Emory. I ate there today. 2 slices. You get 2 big slices of pepperoni.
I saw the picture.
And a nice iced tea with lemon for $7.02.
That's a good deal.
That's everything. And there's our first caller of this afternoon.
Who will it be? Will it be Michael Hopkins? Will it be Mark?
I don't know. Hello, who is this?
Welcome to the PodBlast.
Huh?
Michael Hopkins.
Hey, Michael.
You guessed it right first time.
Michael. What's up, Michael?
Well, I'm going to give you an answer. I believe that Perimeter Mall still has their location of California Pizza Kitchen, as does North Point.
But they took off one of their most popular items several years ago. It's called sausage pente pasta, and it was an awesome dish. And they took it off the menu because it just took too long to make. But it's in their cookbook. You could buy their little cookbooks, and it's in their cookbook. And
why can't they pre-cook it and have it kept hot?
I don't know why they took it off the menu, but they sure did.
You shouldn't eat and talk.
I shouldn't, but you shouldn't rattle your paper either, because that's all I'm hearing.
Well, sorry about that.
It could be my paper.
Now, it was me.
There's also some foods they don't make anymore. You guys may or may not remember this candy, but I loved it. It didn't last long.
I remember
it. The Marathon Bar.
I remember Marathon Bar.
And it was a
big
I remember. Caramel and chocolate bar, and it was oversized. It was huge. That's why it's called the Marathon Bar, based on a British candy. And I think it phased out around 1978 or 79, but man, I loved it when I was a little kid.
Hershey must have phased it out.
They probably bought it just to shut it down.
What's your favorite candy?
I like Rolo. I'm a caramel and chocolate kind of guy.
Michael, what other restaurants do you recall that you used to eat at here in Atlanta, or I don't know if you're from Atlanta, but
I actually was born in Atlanta. I'm a product of Piedmont Hospital.
There you go.
He's an original. He's an original.
What other restaurants? I know Merrimack's is still around.
Yeah, I have a big one. What about Jilly's?
Oh.
Don't you remember the onion loaves? Nobody could beat those. Those were great.
Mm.
And another one
That's true.
in Atlanta is Tanner's. Remember Tanner's?
Oh, I love their chicken tenders.
Yeah,
Yes,
Tanner's was really good. They had one. It was a really nice one over here in Tucker. I used to go to a lot. It's gone.
They're all gone. They're all gone.
Off Northridge exit on 400. Go ahead.
Tanner's, yes.
There was one that was left over in Swanee off of Peachtree Industrial Boulevard, and that one finally shut down last year.
Oh.
Oh, no.
But you wonder, why do they go out of business? Is their rent goes up where they're at, or
most likely
yes, business drops off?
No, a greedy landlord jacks up the rent, and then they move out, and then guess what? They have an empty box for years and years, whether it's a cigar shop or a restaurant.
Yeah.
Makes me sick.
I think it's a combination of things: mismanagement and just like
greed.
There's no more burger chefs and stuff like that. So,
we were talking earlier, Burger Chef. That became what?
It didn't.
Burger King.
It didn't become Burger King. No, it did not. No, it did not.
Well, I grew up in Wilmington, my hometown in North Carolina, and the Burger Chef there became a Hardee's.
The building did.
Yeah, the building became a Hardee's. Yes.
Well.
I was just thinking Hardee's maybe bought him out, but I guess I was wrong.
Sorry.
Hey, Michael, are you ready to come to the studio in a few weeks? We'd love to have you as a guest. Huh?
I absolutely. I'm really looking forward to it.
Good. Another place that's gone is Sweet Tomatoes, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Chance and I think it was last summer.
Yeah.
We went to Sweet Tomatoes to have lunch.
We got into a fight, you and I.
Yeah, we got there, and I'll have to admit, I was really disappointed. They didn't have any clean plates out. The food, it's like you self-serve yourself.
Was this the one in Duluth?
Yes. Yeah. And the food was not kept. It just looked, it was just kind of dirty.
It's like a Ryan's Steakhouse without the steak. Yeah. It's all soups and lettuce, and it's like Let Us Surprise You. Remember Let Us Surprise You?
Yeah, but they had great soups, though. I mean, at one time, it was a great place to eat.
Now, here's the thing about Burger Chef. They have been defunct for 24 years. Hard to believe. And the one in Newport News, where I grew up, was built right next to the Anchor Drive-In movie theater. And there was just a little bit of woods that separated that Burger Chef from the theater. And there was no fence or anything. And you could always see the path where people would beeline from the movie theater over to Burger Chef, grabbed himself a 15-cent burger and fries, and bring it on back. And it got to the point to where they would put a security guard in the woods to catch you.
You know, the best burger I think I've ever had, I remember growing up in my hometown, we had a place called Merritt's Burger House. It's local, you know, but they had the best hamburgers, you know. And they would when they brought you the food and fries, the hamburger was wrapped in like cellophane, you know the wax paper type stuff. Yeah. And it was just great. It was just really good. So
now I've got one I'd like to mention, Steak and Ale. As Mitch Dutton, one of our listeners and watch viewers,
I've been there. I liked it.
I love the bread they had, and they had the best salad bar and prime rib. And Tom, you mentioned something that you could get at Steak and Ale that you enjoyed.
Beef Wellington, I think.
The beef Wellington, and there was one in downtown Atlanta that survived. I think that was the last one, and it eventually closed. I believe at Steak and Ale. Is Michael? You still on the line?
I am. I have several more restaurants when you all.
But hang on a second. Now the last Steak and Ale I ate at was right off Jimmy Carter. On those back streets there, on the, let's call it the varsity side of the interstate, and it's on that little back road in between some hotels.
I remember
it was a Steak and Ale there.
Yeah, I remember.
And that's the last one I ate at. And there was one in Virginia, which always did good, but they tore it down, and along with a mall, which is weird. The Coliseum Mall, they tore the whole thing down. It's weird. It's weird. You go back to where you were. Just like if you were to go back to Wilmington today, when was the last time you were in Wilmington?
When my mother passed away.
What was it, about 17 years ago?
13 years ago.
13 years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that, Al.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can tell by your voice you're still.
Yeah.
But if you go back there, is she buried there?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I didn't know she was buried. Yeah. But if you go back there, there'll be things you go, man, what happened to that? Or wow, when did they build that?
There was a great fish and chips place there called Cedric's. Yeah. Fish and chips. It was really good.
Was that a chain or was that just a?
It was a chain.
Okay. Because there's several other chains we're going to have about here in a minute.
Cedric. Have you heard of Cedric's?
No, I've never heard of Cedric's. But you had never heard of H Salt Fish and Chips.
No.
And of course there's Arthur Treacher's, which they did have here in Atlanta.
Arthur Treacher's
they did have here in Atlanta.
Yeah, I've been to one of those.
On Druid Hills, right before you get on Highway 78, there was one right there in that corner.
Yeah, I remember.
So go ahead, Michael. What was your other ones?
Well, I believe Fuddruckers is finally out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. I missed them so much.
They had good burgers. They had one up near me.
The one near Chance and the Weather Channel where I'm at, it was greed.
It was greed. It was a landlord.
It was the land. The landlord.
The landlord jacked up the rent and they
because
said,
of the Braves.
Because of the Braves,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
And then look what happened.
It's
The
nothing.
coronavirus
They get
hit,
building.
and the Braves can't even have spectators. It's hurting everybody. Like Dickey Broadcasting here in Atlanta, 680 The Fan, they were notorious for whining and dining clients at the game.
Yeah.
Can't do that now
Yeah.
until the vaccine comes out.
Yeah,
Chance brought these.
There was another one.
He bought a bag of these.
Yeah, we hear them. They're about gone. You
ate the whole. You ate the whole bag. You ate the whole bag.
You ate the whole bag. Look at that. Is there any left in there? I thought there was one left.
I just had one. I didn't eat that yet. You ate the whole bag.
Let me have it. No, let me have the one left.
You're fine.
There you go. Okay. Knock and
Chad,
stab.
did you bring another one?
Oh yeah, I have another bag in the car of a bit of honey candy.
Here, you can have.
That's all right. Yeah.
They're addictive.
Watch another one, Michael.
What the hell?
Well, do you remember round the corner restaurants that were at like Acres Mill, Perimeter Mall?
Round the corner. I don't remember.
Round the Corner restaurant was a restaurant where you would lift the handset. They weren't actual phones, but there was a handset that looked like a regular phone that it I guess had some sort of electronic thing. When you lifted it up, it became activated, and you would call in your order to the switchboard. It was in the kitchen. You'd do your order, and then they would. You'd put it back on the hook, and then they would buzz you. A little light would buzz and flash to tell you that your order was ready. Come pick it up. And so they didn't have waiters and waitresses there, but it was really good food.
It sounds like a Sonic now. How Sonic is now. You push the button, order your food, and put your credit card right there, and the person delivers your food, and that's it.
I've got a lot of Facebook activity. If I can have a moment.
Yeah. Who?
Joe Bartlett has a lot of good comments. He's been commenting here today. Let's see. We had a Victoria Station. All right. I'm sorry.
You got that one.
All right. I did. All right. Joe Bartlett. They did have a crocodile. Joe Bartlett. The Abbey. Joe Bartlett. The Coach and Six. Rocky's Pizza. As we,
I remember all those places.
Yeah. Rocky's Pizza was there on Piedmont.
Did you ever go to the Abbey?
I never went to the Abbey.
Went to the Abbey.
No, I never went there.
S&S is still in Macon, Georgia. Joe Bartlett says Tanner's is still open in Cumming, Georgia. Didn't know that. I'm making a trip, boy.
Road trip.
That's where fistfulofradio.com's headquarters is in Cumming, Georgia.
Wow. All right.
Road trip.
The one in, it must mean Sewanee, says Shawnee. The one in Sewanee was owned by Rick Tanner's wife. The Tanners there. They got divorced. Rick Tanner made the best chicken fingers, and I agree. They did. There was one down there near
Zaxby's?
me. Well, there was one, what was it? Fountain Oaks Kroger in Sandy Springs. They had a Tanner's there that was really good. And then there was one near me at Acres Mill. Yeah, enough said.
Al, I stand corrected. I apologize to you profusely. You were right. In 1982, General Foods sold Burger Chef to the Canadian company, Amasco, which also owned Hardee's. And for $44 million, which isn't a lot, but it is back then.
A.K.A. Carl's Jr. out west.
Yeah, and so they converted many locations of Burger Chefs to Hardee's.
Oh.
And let the franchise...
in my hometown, it became Hardee's.
Yeah,
I just figured that.
And let the franchisees and locations near existing Hardee's and locations convert to the other brands. So there you go. I mean, I didn't realize that. I apologize.
Well,
do you accept my apology?
You go.
You're only human, dude.
Do you accept my apology?
I do.
Well, Lottie frickin' God!
Another place I used to eat at, they had one on North Druid Hills Road, was Roy Rogers.
Yes.
Oh, they were good. Yeah. And Kenny Rogers Roasters.
Yeah, Roy Rogers I used to eat at up on North Druid Hills Road.
That's
it was good.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
You got one?
Our Roy Rogers family restaurants are famous for fresh roast beef sandwiches. And now I'm inviting you to come on in and try our delicious hamburgers.
Delicious.
We don't use stamped out frozen patties like some other folks. We make them one by one and cook them up just right. And take it from me, partner, they're the best you ever tasted.
Say howdy to a Western smile. Come out to Roy Rogers and say howdy to fresh food. And Roy Rogers.
Roy Rogers, right?
Yeah,
there.
they were good. I liked them.
Yeah. And what they did with their hamburgers is they put... wasn't roast beef. I want to say it was ham, or maybe it's Canadian bacon. I don't remember. But they put a little something extra on my hamburgers that made them different than everybody else's, and that was it. They were very good hamburgers. I remember that.
Chance raising his hand.
Yeah, Michael, are you still there, Mr. Hopkins?
I am.
All right, Michael and I both love a show here on fistfulofradio.com. Moby and Mitchell, whom Al Hardy worked with Moby for years at Kicks Country 1015 here in Atlanta, and we listened to that show and. He called in to talk about a recent surgery he had on kidney stones or gallstones. And
it's kidney stones.
Kidney stones, and they were destroyed by a laser and fractured, right? Are you doing okay? I mean, you had the surgery like a week and a half ago or so, correct?
Yeah, I had 3 surgeries, and they're all gone, and the third surgery was something to kind of take care of some of the things that the first 2 surgeries didn't take care of.
Wow.
And that was the worst surgery, and so I'm finally starting to recover.
Good. Well, I've never had that problem, but I've known people besides you that have, and it can be very painful.
Ice cream can cause that calcium buildup.
Calcium, and I love milk. I drink a lot of milk, but I've never had a problem with it.
Lucky.
I drink 2% milk, either 2 or 1%.
Okay.
I never had any kind of symptoms of any sort. They just happened to, by accident, because of another medical event, they found that the existence of them.
And
maybe you're eating too many burgers.
You know what? It was all because you ate here.
I know people don't come to a Ponderosa Steakhouse because I give free refills on coffee and Coca-Cola, or because of my terrific salad bar, or even because the price is
Listen
so
to how
right.
much.
They come because the steaks are delicious. All USDA inspected and
Here it
approved
comes.
sirloins, T-bones, and ribeyes. I know the steak is the real star. I'm only here for atmosphere.
Applause for the great steaks at Ponderosa.
Well,
and how about that free refills? That was a big deal at the time.
That was a big deal.
Because restaurants would charge per
They
drink.
certainly would. Yeah.
Now, who was bigger, Ponderosa or Western Sizzling?
I want to say
they were about the same.
About the same. There might have been more Ponderosas because Ponderosa had some pretty big names behind some of their ads.
But you know, Western Sizzler, when you went into the restaurant, you know, they had number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. You just, you know.
Now, I remember this from a child's palate, but I liked Sizzler. They would have all-you-can-eat shrimp and steak dinner. It was a sirloin steak and fried shrimp, and I loved it. And I love the baked potato in the tin foil. I don't prepare it that way. I do cook my baked potatoes in an oven, but I like it when it's in a tin foil because it's not the way I prepare it. You put a little butter in there. I've never liked sour cream. I just like butter and bacon. Oh, that's a good baked potato.
I like the baked potatoes at Texas Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse does an amazing job with their baked potatoes. I've never had
and their steaks are kind of sweet. Have you noticed that?
Yes, but I love them. I mean, they're great. I mean,
Tom and I went to Texas Roadhouse one time. It was good.
They have a little armadillo in the front.
Yeah, but we haven't been here before.
I used to eat there every week. No one.
I know how a magician does it, but I don't know how Ponderosa
Blackstone.
does it.
Even a magician can't figure out Ponderosa's free kids meal. A tasty hamburger with French fries and dessert. Free for all kids 12 and under when their parent buys an adult dinner. So don't miss it. Free burger, free fries, free dessert. You figure it out.
Lamb chop, would you care to figure it out?
Why do I care? As long as they don't serve lamb chops.
Ponderosa, how you do what you do.
Now, see, Ponderosa obviously had a bigger advertising budget because that commercial.
That's the 70s, boy.
I think Ponderosa was a bigger chain.
Had Blackstone Jr., the magician, at the beginning, doing a little illusion, and it had Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop at the end. There's also another one I've got here. I won't tell you who the star is, see who you can guess who it is. But they had some big stars do some of their commercials. And it was just the tail end of the commercials. It wasn't throughout the whole commercial. Like there's a McDonald's commercial rolling around the internet, even Facebook. It's got Grandpa Lewis. It's got Get Smart.
Don Adams.
It's got Don Adams. It's got
really?
Mrs. Cleaver along with Eddie, saying that's a lovely hamburger you're eating there, Mrs. Cleaver. And it's got Gilligan. Gilligan's Island. It's got
He's gone, unfortunately, Bob Denver.
It's got Jed Clampett.
Yeah. Buddy Ebsen, my guy. He was a big star.
Yeah.
Of movies as well as that Quinn Martin show, wasn't it? With Lee Merriweather he did?
Yeah.
Anyway.
But to make a long story short, I mean, they did one commercial. You see the old Model T rolling in just like they used to use off Beverly Hillbillies. And Grandpa Munster sitting in the granny's chair rocking back and forth. It's a great commercial. Look them up on YouTube. It's very good. And maybe we'll run one one day and show it to you. But,
well, another favorite restaurant that I really, really liked, I used to go to a lot, is Po Folks.
Oh, yeah. Bill Anderson.
He started
Whispering Bill.
He was a country singer.
And they served iced tea in mason jars.
Yes, sir.
And they had to change the name from Po Folks to Folks Southern Kitchen because poor people complained. They said it was discrimination. That was the beginning of the cancel culture. This is,
it was great food. And I didn't realize this. Did you know that Burt Reynolds owned Po Folks for a while?
Didn't. They had the best fried chicken, like you said.
Yeah.
God.
Burt Reynolds had money into it.
Did he do any commercials for him, I wonder?
I don't know.
No, you'd probably see him on YouTube. I would say no. I could be wrong. I don't know for a fact. But.
Bill Anderson sold out, and Burt Reynolds bought into it, and so he.
Well, let's see if you guys.
And now they're closing up. Sorry.
Yeah. Let's see if you guys recognize this star, this young star. See if you recognize her. You probably won't recognize her voice, but you might.
Open wide, America. Burger Chef's got thick, juicy, terrific burgers for you. 100% all beef. We really work hard to serve them hot and delicious, so you can take them to our works bar and make them taste even better. The way you want them. You're gonna love our burgers.
Open wide, America. You never can forget. You get more to like at Burger Chef.
I know who that is. It's a familiar voice, but I won't give it away. Michael Hopkins, are you on the line? Do you recognize that voice?
I know who it is. It's Eve Plum.
Oh, well, hello. Yeah.
I should give you the Wonder Woman set.
Who is it?
Just for getting that right.
Eve Plum. Who is it? Eve
She
Plum.
was on the Brady Bunch.
From the Brady
Best
Bunch.
known.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's playing Jan.
Yeah.
Marsha.
Yeah, he
The
got
Brady
it.
Bunch. Died.
He got it.
Oh, he got it. I think so.
Now, another restaurant that's gone, it wouldn't be politically correct to have it today, is Sambo's.
Oh,
remember Sambo's?
Let's listen to it.
Yeah, Sambo's.
You can go to Sambo's day or night. The food is good, the price is right. You can eat dinner anytime.
And you can dine for $1.99 at Sambo's.
$1.99.
Now, till May 11th, our dinner special is Sambo's all-beef chopped steak, chili and beans, soup or salad, dinner bread, beverage, and dessert. And that's a lot of good dinner for $1.99.
I would eat there.
Oh, yeah.
Something good is always cooking at Sambo's.
Well, see, Al.
I saw a Sambo's a few years ago in Tennessee.
No, you didn't.
In Tennessee, like Stuckey's.
No.
Well,
Well, Stuckey's is gone too. I think.
Stuckey's is gone too, but the building still remain. And sadly,
You know what I used to buy at Stuckey's?
The pecan log roll.
The for fruitcake, the little.
Oh, the fruitcake.
You could buy the long, Stuckey's.
Yeah.
Ooh, who likes fruit?
Now here's
I'm one person that likes it, but anyway.
Now here's the bad part about Stuckey's. All their buildings still exist along the corridor heading toward Florida, and they've all. I want to say it's south of Georgia, early part of Florida.
Well, there was one.
They're all porn places now.
When I go to North Carolina, I go by a place called South of the Border.
Yes.
And they had a Stuckey's there.
Yeah. There was one in 2014 on the way to Nashville, but that was 2014.
And now a lot of the sites have become fireworks places.
No, they with Stuckey's. No, they become
the building.
They become porn places.
Oh,
along
yeah.
Going to
man, for the truckers,
you see the
yeah.
signs.
Oh, yeah.
This exit now.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't help it.
Oh,
You
yeah.
Go,
But
my gosh, I can
Oh,
put
yeah.
that up.
Adult nude, yeah.
Mom and Dad, cover the kids' eyes.
But what happened to Sambo's?
Well,
What happened?
They had to change the name because even back then people were adversely affected by the name. Sambo's.
Well, we know we had the Shoney's Big Boy, but before that, you know what they had out there.
What they have out there? No, they didn't. Did they?
You don't think so?
I
think they did.
I don't
Yeah,
think
they did.
I don't think they did.
Well, Michael's on the line. Before we get back to Michael, I'm sorry to make you hold. Joe Bartlett also says Mighty Casey's was a great
Yeah,
chain.
I remember Mighty's. I had that written down here.
Bought out by Crystal. Great rings and chili dogs. And then Mitch Dutton says, does anyone really miss Arthur Treacher's?
Well, no.
Treachers. I don't know
Arthur
if-
Treachers, yeah, because he was a sidekick of Joey Bishop, of the Joey
but
Bishop show.
you know, Crystal's, you had White Tower hamburgers.
White
You remember
Castle, White Castle.
Well, it was called White Tower.
Oh, okay.
And then became White Castle.
Okay.
But you can buy White Castle now.
I love White
at the
Castle.
grocery store.
And they
They're
still-
in Nashville, Vegas.
They have them up north, too.
St. Louis. When I went to
you can
St.
buy
Louis,
you can buy the frozen ones.
they're not as good.
Well, I know, but
But you're right.
Well,
you
they're
can,
not.
but-
Well, they're not that great to begin with.
It's true.
They really,
It's
really
a crystal
aren't.
bomber in disguise. The original crystal bomber.
And they've closed a lot of crystals around here.
Hey, Michael,
yes.
you remember a local place called Oga's?
Yeah, Ogle's Barbecue.
Remember
Korean
Oga's,
people.
Michael?
Yes.
I used to like to eat there. It was a dump, but I liked it.
Well, there was a place around the corner from Turner's. Is that the
Yeah,
one
that's
you
where I
ate
ate at, yeah.
yeah.
Let's turn the floor over to Michael. He's been holding like a good man. You got any more you want to discuss, Michael?
Well, yeah, I have a few more restaurants. When you mentioned the Abbey, right next to the Abbey was the Mansion.
Well, that's still there, isn't it? Isn't that still there?
I thought it went.
Well, let me look it up.
We'll have to look
that
it up.
I don't know.
Yeah, the Mansion. I never ate there, but man, I've driven past it a million times.
Wasn't the Abbey a Catholic church at one time?
Yeah,
I know it was a church.
That was the Abbey.
Yeah, well, the Abbey was a Catholic church, right? At one
The
time.
Abbey was a hybrid. It was I can't remember it. They had a plaque, and it was like two churches. It was an unusual.
Was it a cross between, say, Episcopalian and Catholic? I don't know. I know it was a church, but I'd never ate
I seem to remember it was almost like two religions went to that church.
Well, didn't it become a bar or like a nightclub at one time? After it was a restaurant.
I thought it was always a restaurant. I never.
Maybe I'm thinking about another place. It was downtown.
Yeah, the Mansion's still there.
Good on you, Tom.
Yeah, the Mansion is still there. 179
What about
Ponce.
Anthony's?
What's that?
Anthony's or Trotters?
Trotters, I remember. I remember Trotters.
And of course, Mix is gone. Remember Mix?
Yeah.
Mix.
I
is
liked
really
Mix.
good.
There was
Mix
one
is
in
really
Cumberland
good.
Mall near me.
I remember Mix.
Mix is very good. The one downtown, I'll tell you a little story. One downtown across from Emory, which is now Emory Hospital, near Turner.
In Atlanta.
In Atlanta. We used to do a show called on Turner called Good News. And Jim Reeves was the director of that show. And they went, and Don Bohannon was a shooter. And they went down to shoot a story at Mix. And he went down to the basement where they make all the chocolate pies and whatnot. And he tells the story. He says, I've never eaten since I saw this. And I said, what happened? He said, well, the guy was over the mixer stirring the chocolate or whatever it was he was stirring, and he was just sweating all over. It was going on in it. And so he said, I've never eaten at that place since. So
God, so many comments. It's hard to keep up.
There's so many restaurants with so many stores. If you could go to the kitchens of a lot of even the mainstream restaurants, you go, never eaten there again, because of some of the things that you see them do. You go, nah, I don't think so.
Facebook comment. Round the corner, you used a telephone to order your food.
Round the corner.
Round the corner is the name of the chain. You used a
I've
telephone.
never
I
had
remember
that.
it. And I remember the upper crust pizza, the Cobb Galleria, deep
remember
dish
upper
Chicago
crust,
style
yeah.
pizza. Jackie Wilson says, I miss Shakey's Pizza. Ours is now a gentleman's club.
Yes, it
LOL.
is, yeah.
Kids used to love the balloons that were shaped like a funny body attached to
kinda
cardboard
like Chuck E.
feet.
Cheese, it's gone.
Yeah.
I think their pizza was great, Jackie Wilson.
Well, the Shakey's that Jackie's talking about is the one that I used to go to all the time. And they would. Did you ever go to a Shakey's, Al? Did they ever have Shakey's here in Atlanta?
I don't recall going.
Because me and my best friend Tom Hudgens, who again has passed away, we would go there and eat. It's called Bunch of Lunch, and they still have that, and the one in L.A.
Yeah.
But Bunch of Lunch, where all you could eat for like $3 or $4 or whatever it was. It was chicken, pizza, bunch of stuff.
Wow.
And so we would go there because we were in a band back then. We didn't have a lot of money, but we could afford to eat there.
You were
'cause
playing
it's
the drums?
pretty cheap. Yeah, it's playing the drums. So.
Another place I like breakfast food. I think if I had to eat any kind of food, it would be breakfast food. I just like breakfast food.
I'm not a breakfast guy. I
I
usually
like
don't have
breakfast
it.
food.
Nothing wrong with it.
I love eggs and
Well,
pancakes.
that's
Are
why
you talking about
people-
breakfast for dinner? Sorry.
I can eat breakfast for dinner.
Yeah, well, that's why a lot of people like Waffle House.
But there was a place here called I don't know, it's called Huddle House.
Yeah,
it was kind of like
there's one right.
It was a
right next
knockoff
to
of
my
Waffle House.
Yeah,
right
are they
next to
still
my
around?
house. Yeah, right next to my house.
Yeah, okay.
There's one right there.
I like Huddle House too.
Yeah, but some guy got shot and killed there about a year ago.
He's in the chili.
Yeah.
They chopped him up and put him in the chili.
Oh, that's horrible.
I'm sorry.
horrible.
Mark Frito says, I never heard of these. Big Heap Beef and Taco Tico.
I never heard
Taco
of that.
T-I-C-O.
I never heard Taco Tico.
Yeah, Taco
Never heard of
T-I-C-O. Look, here's the comment
Yeah,
from Mark Frito.
I've never heard of that one.
Joe Bartlett, Lester Maddox owned a restaurant called Pick Rick downtown.
I don't remember that one either.
Later, after that closed, he opened a place in Sandy Springs Corner, Roswell, and Sandy Springs Circle across from Mandarin House. Both great joints. Jackie Wilson, love po folks, red eye gravy and biscuits.
Remember a place called Red Barn? Was there
Yes,
a Red
yes,
Barn?
where you cooked
That
your
is
own
candy.
steak.
Oh,
Is that what it was?
Well, you went in there and you chose your steak and you paid for it, and then they give it to you on a plate, and you'd go over to the grill and cook it.
Well, that's no fun.
And a big giant. That's what I said. I said if I'm going to pay that kind of money for a steak,
Hey, but that's why they went out of business.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there was one at the Hampton, right beside the Hampton Roads Coliseum,
Mm-hmm.
and it's stayed open for many, many, many years, and it was very popular. Now you can pay a little bit more, and they cook it for you. But a lot of people like to just commiserate and just sit around there and drink beer and make their own steaks. They're on a big giant grill.
This is a southeastern region, I think. Rio Bravo Cantina. Loved it.
They had one of those
Yeah.
up here on Pleasant Hill Road. It's gone.
Chevy's bought them initially,
Yeah.
and then they folded as well. And
Yeah.
they tried to bring Rio Bravo back a few years ago near Raising the River.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll get to some
Yes,
national
they did.
chains.
Yes, they
Anyone watching or listening on fistfulofradio.com, sorry if we're being a little Atlanta friendly. We're going to talk about some national brands and
Well,
chains in a
how
sec.
about Benihana's? Is it still around?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, they're around.
You can watch your food being cooked.
Well, it's a hibachi.
Yeah, hibachi.
Getting back to what he just said about Rio Bravo, which is down from Rays on the River. The guy that owned Rays on the River opened it. He's the one that started
Right.
it. And cool, when you walk in, you never went in there, you would have loved this. When you walk in, on the wall is bigger than what you have right here, was a scene that somebody painted from the movie Rio Bravo.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Great movie.
And you saw the
Yeah.
Duke and everybody there. And it was a great scene. And I ate there once. And then they closed shortly thereafter.
It didn't make it.
It didn't make, and it was actually pretty good food.
Really
It
good.
was actually very good. And then another restaurant came into town called it was a Tex-Mex place called Choi's, and it's now gone. And it was very good too.
Yeah. There was one near me, near Acres Mill area.
Yeah, it was actually
next to a
very good.
Longhorn.
It didn't last very long.
Yeah.
It was only there for about a year. But yet that burger place next door, I forget the name of it. Sorry,
It's so good.
But it's
Greasy.
It's greasy. It's all.
We said that in
Yeah.
stereo.
I mean, you got to put
Grease.
paper. You got to put paper towels.
So with
underneath it.
Fuddruckers, I always pat down the patty
Yeah,
with
yeah,
napkins.
Yeah.
But what I liked about Fuddruckers was it was 1950s. They had 50s, like they had a Beatles table,
Yeah,
an
they did.
Elvis table,
Yeah,
and then
they
they
did.
remodeled back in like 2015, and they got rid of the nostalgia factor, and
Yeah,
then
they
it
did.
folded.
Yeah.
It didn't work. They
Do
spent
you
all
ha-
this money remodeling.
Do you have a favorite restaurant in your hometown growing up that it's not there that you love to
Well,
eat at? I mean, do you
Ask Michael. That's a good question.
Yeah,
Michael, do you have one here in Atlanta that was your absolute favorite that you used to like to go to? Maybe it's not around anymore. that you
can't really
probably
think-
ate of more. You ate out. You went there more than any other place.
Well, I hate to say it, but I went to the Varsity an awful lot.
Oh, Matt.
Yeah, I love the Varsity FO.
Oh, my.
Like our friend Jim Gossett says, it's the best mine of natural gas there is.
Oh.
Hey now.
By the way, if you're listening on fistfulofradio.com Saturday, go check out his show tonight. It's actually going to be October 3rd at Houck's Grill in Roswell. Newsmakerline.com. Get your tickets.
Well, they
It's
have
gonna
good
be
food
great.
there too.
They do.
They have real good
I
food
love that
there.
restaurant and bar. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's good, especially when it's free.
Oh, wait.
It's like, no, Chance treated it one night. So.
That's right. That's right.
Actually, the radio station paid for it. He just
a Compton.
Well, me and Mr.
Expensive.
Tush, Bill Tush went with us. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, so, but
Anyway, it was good. Now, my favorite restaurant growing up is I'll name two of them, but it's still there. Whataburger. It's called Whataburger. Now, it's before the national chain Whataburger that you see down in Florida and Texas.
Yeah.
But it was an independent, locally owned mom and pa burger place, and it's still there, and it still tastes the same, as my sister will attest to. Whataburger right there on Jefferson Avenue, and it's
still
amazing.
there.
Yeah,
Still there.
amazing burgers and fries. It's very good. And of course, my other favorite would be Shakey's, because their pizza to me was very unique. As my buddy Tom would always say, it has sand on the bottom, which is really cornmeal, but it's like sand. And it was just a very unique pizza. It was good. And they frosted the mugs. They put the mugs in the ice box, and you pull the mugs out. The mugs will frost over, and you pour your Coca-Cola in it or whatever.
well, one of my
In Wilmington, what about you?
I grew up on the beach, and we had a restaurant called Middle of the Island.
Middle of the island.
Because Wrightsville Beach was actually an island.
Right.
It's an island. It was separated by water on both sides. But it was right in the middle of the island. It was called Middle of the Island.
Middle of the island. It's not
no,
there anymore.
it's gone. But
Is the island still there?
Island's still there.
Okay, I didn't know.
But they tore it down and they got high-rise condos. But anyway, that was I ate there for breakfast and lunch a lot of times. It was just great food.
It makes you wonder if you ever watched.
It wasn't nothing fancy. I remember they had it was separating the two dining rooms. They had a huge aquarium, a saltwater aquarium, was on the beach, and it was just great food. And they gave you more than you could possibly eat.
It makes you wonder why restaurants like that go under, because I'm sure it had plenty of customers.
Oh, it packed all the time.
But keep in mind, it could have been the people that ran the restaurant just said, I'm
But
done.
what happened? The people that owned the property, they sold it to this company that built a high rise there for millions of dollars.
And they effed it up.
And they
tore it down.
And they let their lease expire, and they had to go.
It's gone. But it was there for. It used to be a bar at one time.
What's a shame it didn't reappear somewhere else close by, because usually for restaurants
Well,
that
they
good,
have another one there called Pier 9.
Yeah.
It's seafood, but it's not the same.
No.
And yours?
It would be Empress of China 2 in East Cobb County. And I was scared to try Chinese food when I was like 9 years old. Not because I'm racist or anything like that. I just was, I'm like, I finally tried it. They had a great big aquarium when you walked in. Anyway, I won't go on and on, because anyone in, like, say, if you're listening in California, you're not. It's just basically it was a nice Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
And I liked it.
That's good. Well, there's also as you mentioned a little while ago, a Taco Tica. Was it Taco Tica?
Taco Tica.
I've never heard of
There's
that place.
it's a Tex-Mex cuisine fast food restaurant headquartered in Wichita, Kansas. Wichita,
Kansas?
You
Oh,
believe
my
that?
God.
And there's one in Simi Valley, California, Culver City. So apparently they're popular. That particular restaurant still exists and is popular in California. So there you go.
Michael, if you're still there, chime in, brother. We're not trying to ignore you. Okay, you may have hung up.
I think Michael's gone.
Well, Michael, thank
I
you
see
for
the line flashing.
Thank
I
you
don't
for
know.
being with us, and we will see you in a few weeks. If not
In
sooner.
person. Hey, some Facebook comments real quick. Oh, Michael himself says Huey B Nights on Peachtree. Help me pronounce that. B Nights.
What was he trying to say? Bennigan's. Bennigan's
Maybe he
is
means
another
Bennigan.
place that's
That's
gone
still
on the
open.
wayside.
Yeah, there's one at North Point Mall that's still
there
open.
is.
Yeah.
Is it called a Bennigan's?
Yeah.
It is called Bennigan's.
It's Benihana. I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind. It's a Benihana.
It's two totally different restaurants.
Yeah.
By the way, we're out of Benihani's.
I've got another pack in the car.
That's okay. So Taco Tico, they actually look pretty darn good, and they're now hiring, Chance.
Okay, Aunt Fanny's Cabin in Smyrna. Mammy servers and black children reciting the menu, singing and dancing. That's from Joe Bartlett.
Now wait, how old?
Aunt Fanny's Cabin in Smyrna, Georgia.
There's no way.
Never heard of
There's
it.
no way that's still there.
No.
More Facebook activity
Joe,
here.
hey Joe, give us a call. Joe, give us a call at 678. Move your paper. I can't see.
678-615-7560.
Give us a call,
You know,
Joe.
another place I've never heard. Did they have one in Atlanta? Minnie Pearl's Fried Chicken?
Yes. Oh, in Atlanta. I don't know about that.
But you know, remember
That was
it's
in
gone.
Wilmington? Was it in
No,
Wilmington?
no, it wasn't in Wilmington. But Minnie Pearl's Fried. I guess it was in this Nashville.
Yeah,
Tennessee.
that came out about the same time Po Folks came around.
Oh, okay.
You know, so it's like Bill Anderson said, "Hey, Minnie, why don't you open up a restaurant?" Although he doesn't
Minnie
talk,
Pearl's
he doesn't
Fried
talk nothing
Chicken.
like that, by the way.
Jackie Wilson, best burgers in town. What a burger,
Told
yummy.
you. Told you.
What a burger. And our little Subway station, Mom and Pop
Oh,
owned
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
about
Now,
40
now-
years
yeah.
now and still going strong.
Yeah,
Sorry.
now here's the funny thing. There, up by Warwick High School and Ferguson High School, which is no longer there. Ferguson's no longer there. That's all part of Christopher Newport College.
Right.
There's this little sub place off to the right. I think it used to be a gas station many decades ago. I could be wrong. But I remember I used to pass it all the time growing up. Never stopped one time. Not one time.
Oh, you regret it now, don't you?
Oh, buddy, let me tell you. My sister took me there when I went home here a few years ago after my brother passed, and she bought me a sub there, and holy moly, Al, Chance, it was amazing sub. It was an amazing sub because they make you do their own bread and everything.
Describe the
better,
bread.
Better than Subway.
Is it like Publix? Or it's like a hard
no, it's
French
better
roll?
than that. It's better than that. It's
Okay.
very fresh.
Hello.
Nostalgia PodBlast.
Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe. Hey, hold on just a second, Joe. Can you hold on just a second? I want you to call. I want to talk to you, but hang on just a second. This place was an amazing sub. My sister took me there, and we ate it. I went, this is amazing. It was so good, I ate there the next day. And then the next day. The same sub. It was that good.
Excellent.
Okay? All right, I'm sorry. All right. Anyway.
Hey, Joe, what you got, man?
He told me to call. I'm doing what I was told.
Hey, Joe, what you know? My favorite song by, what's his name is, what's the famous guitarist name? He did a song called Hey Joe.
Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, I love that song. Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe.
So, Joe, you were talking about Aunt Fanny's Cabin in Smyrna.
I don't remember that place.
Tell us what you know about that place. Or did you
I
just?
was a little kid. My family would take me there. It was a little old cabin out in the woods. I can't remember the name of the road, but it's over there by that plant that's out there.
Wait,
now.
you're being serious. You're being very serious now, aren't you? Wow, a little cabin out in the woods. Really?
Yeah, it was scary looking. It was all beat up. You walk in, it was wood floors, and the little black kids would come over. They'd
My
start
God.
singing the menu to you. We got fried chicken.
Are
we
you
got
serious?
ham, we got country fried steak. And then they bring it out family style, if I don't recall. And it was a great place, but it didn't last that, I don't think, the 80s.
Sound like a place I'd like to go. Jeez.
It had a lot of charm.
Well, no kidding. It had to. Now I hear up in the Grand Hotel where they shot
Somewhere in Time?
Somewhere in Time movie. There's a restaurant that the horse carriage takes you out, and it's down a nice road and a bunch of trees, and you keep going and you come to a restaurant like what you described, but they don't have people singing the menu like you described.
Yeah, they didn't have a menu. They had a guy come out, the little kids would sing it.
And you
That
remember
is
as a
so
kid.
cool. I would love to go to a place like that. That's
That was
awesome.
in the 70s. That was a long time ago.
That would no more make it today than a man.
It'd
in
be
the
burned to
moon.
the ground.
Yeah.
Well, I moved to Atlanta in 1976, so maybe it was gone by then. I don't know.
Well, it had to be. I'm trying to look it up. There it is in Smyrna. Aunt Fanny's Restaurant, Smyrna, Georgia, famous in its day. Aunt Fanny's cabinrestaurant.org. There it is. Wow, I see it. It's like a little outhouse and everything. It's famous, but also infamous in its day because of how it portrayed the South before the Civil War. And the Emancipation Proclamation. Wow, hello. It is a world of smiling slaves who love serving the kindly white people who held them captive. That's what it says. That's what it says. I'm just reading what it said. Oh my gosh. Beyond its costumed mammy servers and the little black children who boisterously recited the menu, sang, danced, and proclaimed the South would rise again. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. That unbelievable.
Oh my God.
And you,
Well, thanks a lot, fellas. I like the show a lot. The sounds out of one we'd had it made.
Thank you, Joe. We appreciate
Thanks,
the
Joe.
call.
Appreciate it, Joe.
Thanks for calling,
Thanks,
Joe.
man.
Have a great rest of the day, man.
Okay.
So that restaurant really
need to
exists.
go there.
Well, it doesn't
Wait,
exist
when did it
now.
close?
Let's see what it says. Wow, is it still there? Wait a minute. No,
I
it's
live
not.
in Smyrna.
It can't be. It,
I live in the-
no, it
it's-
can't be there.
There's no way it's still open. Y'all keep talking while I read about it.
Okay, well,
Chance, have you
Oh
ever
my
heard
gosh,
of that
there's
joint?
pictures of it.
No, Joe taught me something
Look,
today.
look, there's pictures of
Oh my
the
God!
little
Look it
kids.
up on the web. What are you looking up?
Wow.
Well, I can't
Tom,
see it, but that's
Tom.
okay.
Tell us the website you're looking
well,
at.
I'm not. It's called Restauranting Through History. But just type in Aunt Fanny's Cabin. It's in Georgia. Oh my gosh, unbelievable! Woo!
Well, things disappearing, you know. Aunt Jemima's going to go away. Uncle Ben's is going away.
Cream of wheat.
Cream of wheat.
Well, it's not going away, but they're going to rebrand it.
Rebrand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take away the African American
Uncle
server
Ben's
chef.
is going to be called Ben's Rice now.
Yeah.
Isn't that silly? Isn't that kind
Well,
of
isn't it
overkill?
kind of, it's,
Well, I understand, but it's still kind of crazy.
Well, on my list, we've talked about a lot of these, but steak and ale, we've already mentioned that. But I love the bread, the salad bar. Rio Bravo talked about that. Oh, now, this is extinct in this area because it's never been here. I wish they'd bring Jack in the Box from the West Coast to here because I love
went
the
to Jack in the
monster.
Box in California. I wasn't that impressed with it. It was
but
okay.
The monster tacos are to die for.
Well, I had the burger. It was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing special.
But it's owned by Hardee's, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like, why wouldn't they bring some of the menu items from Jack in the Box over to Hardee's?
Well, they also own Carl's. Carlsberg.
Yes,
you know,
Carlsberg.
Carl's
Yeah.
Jr. That's
Carl's
what it's
Jr.,
called out
yeah.
west.
So it makes you wonder why they don't do that. Why they don't. In other words, if they want to compete against McDonald's, which there's not that many Hardee's around here anymore, but there are some. You would think, okay, let's do what we got to do.
There's one near me, but yeah.
You know, I remember when McDonald's came around. I remember
do too.
before they, the first one opened up in my hometown.
After church,
had
we
the
would-
Golden Arches.
Yeah.
You know, it was a nice place.
Our dad
Was
would
it a
stop-
car hop? Would someone come out
No,
to your car?
No, it was just
No.
it was a walk-in.
The,
but,
the,
yeah.
the first one in Virginia in Newport News, it wasn't one in Newport News at that time. We stopped at one in Hampton, and that was across from the old GEX store.
And I think the burgers were just 15 cents.
They
weren't
were.
They
They
Yeah.
were 15 cents. The fries were 12 cents.
Yeah.
And it was, a family man could afford to buy his family lunch or dinner there, and it wouldn't break the bank.
When did Wendy's come around? I guess
Oh,
in this.
gosh,
1969, I know.
There you go.
1969
I
is when
like
Wendy's.
Wendy's,
Now,
all right.
now here's the funny thing.
Dave Thomas was a great man. He believed in adoption. He had a big
Yes, he
charity
did.
because he
Yes,
was
he did.
adopted.
Now here's the thing. Wendy's still has the square hamburgers, right?
And
Okay.
fresh, not frozen.
Right. Now, I remember seeing an advertising for Wendy's talking about the square hamburger, blah, blah, blah. We didn't come up with the square hamburger first. It was H Salt Fish and Chips. There was a franchise called H Salt Fish and Chips.
Did they have one here in Atlanta?
I don't know about Atlanta.
They didn't have
but-
one in my hometown, but I've heard of them.
But they had them in Virginia and over on Warwick Boulevard, and that means nothing to anybody but me and my sister. But they introduced, in order to draw business, because hamburgers were becoming very popular around that same time, they came up with a Henry Pepper Super Burger, is what it was called, and it was square. And they advertised it being square. It wouldn't fit on the bun just right, but they gave you extra bites and all this sort of stuff. So
Was
I
it
remember,
little or was it a normal sized burger?
Normal sized burger, but it was square. But then all of a sudden, here comes Wendy's with a square burger. So they went to
They
first
copied
slice.
it.
Yeah, they copied. Well, I don't know if they copied it. It was just happenstance.
Where's the beef?
Yeah, but yeah, of course that was Wendy's. But
those were great commercials.
Henry
by the way.
Pepper Super Burger. Yeah, that was great. It was
Great marketing.
commercials.
She just that old lady. Where's
Yeah.
the beef?
No, I think she's dead now. I think she's
Oh, yeah,
dead.
she-
Oh gosh, yeah, she probably died.
I remember
1990.
seeing her one time. She was on Johnny Carson. And,
I saw that.
Yeah, she was on Carson one time. Yeah. She became very popular.
Speaking of Johnny Carson, here I go digressing and pod blasting to another brief dimension. But Antenna TV runs the Johnny Carson shows, the 90-minute versions on the weekend and 60-minute. They only have 400 episodes, by the way.
Really?
From 2016. They only have licensing because of music rights. Oh, you've got the commercial.
Yeah,
Where's the beef?
that's okay.
Let's
Go
hear
ahead.
it. Well, that's all I had to say, is that there's only 400 episodes, which is about a year's worth of content, then it recycles.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef? Right here. Right here.
It certainly is a big bun.
It's a very big bun.
Big fluffy bun.
It's a very big fluffy.
Oh, look at that! Look how small the hamburger is.
Where's the beef?
Some hamburger places give you a lot less beef on a lot of bun.
Where's the beef?
At Wendy's, we serve a hamburger we modestly call a single. And Wendy's single has more beef than the Whopper or Big Mac. At Wendy's, you get more beef and less bun.
Hey, where's the beef. I don't think there's anybody back there.
You want something better. You're Wendy's kind of people.
Who's that announcer?
I hope.
Do you know?
He
Anybody?
did a lot of stuff in the
Yeah,
70s.
I like his voice.
Yeah, a lot of stuff in the 70s. But if you had to pick like a favorite fast food burger, would it be Hardee's? Would it be McDonald's? Would it be
Wendy's, all day long.
Currently, you mean currently, right?
Yes.
Oh, fast food. Huh? I have to think about that one.
Wendy's for me, a double.
Really?
No cheese.
No, you know, it's funny. I like the Whopper from Burger King.
You do?
Yeah, I think that's a good burger.
It's too much bread.
Not really.
Flame
you know,
broiled.
it's too much bread in the McDonald's. You know, when you get the double, they put the
True, but I'm talking Wendy's is my favorite of the fast food.
The McDonald's.
Well, I like Wendy's, but I like Burger Chef.
The McDonald's.
Burger King.
I like Burger Chef best because Burger Chef's burgers were charcoal grilled. They were charcoal.
The Burger King's supposed to be charcoal.
Yeah,
grilled.
but the Burger Chef tastes more charcoal.
But they're frozen patties at Burger King. They're real, unfrozen fresh at Wendy's.
Did you ever try the Burger King? What do they call it? The burger that was made out of plants.
Oh, you mean
the Impossible Burger?
Did you ever try
No,
one?
I haven't
Hell
tried
no.
that. Have you tried it?
No.
It was okay.
It was okay.
You might as well
And
eat
it did have.
But here's
eat the swamp thing. You'd be better off.
It did have the taste of it, is the smell and taste of it, but it just didn't taste. I didn't like it.
Because it's cooked on the same grill as a regular burger, so it was getting the grease from the burgers, from the regular burgers. But here's the thing:
It's also $5.
Yeah, but if somebody had given you that burger and not told you it was an Impossible Burger, do you think you might have been able to tell?
I could have tell. Yeah,
You
you can tell. Did you ever try one?
No, I have not.
No, you can tell.
And I have
You
no
can
desire to. Just like Burger King started selling tacos.
Now I bought some burgers. I bought some burgers.
Burger King taco.
I bought some burgers at Kroger, a box of them, and they were plant based.
Oh.
And they were awful.
Oh yeah.
You know, they were just like, I wish I could have taken them back, but what is this?
Another Wendy's. This is very visual.
When you drive to Wendy's and order a single, you get more beef than the Whopper or the Big Mac.
She's driving up to different drive-thrus with her old lady friends in the back, getting thrashed around. They're closing the window on her at Brand X, McDonald's.
All right, so we'll have to play that one.
And she's driving through arches, so obviously they were
drove
targeting
through arches.
McDonald's.
She drove through a Golden Arches. Yeah.
One arch, so it wasn't
Well, it
like
was- yes.
the M. They got away with it.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was very good.
That was a great promotion for Wendy's, though. It was.
It really was, and they must have done four maybe 5 different commercials with her.
Yeah.
Then she probably passed away. I don't
Let's talk about our challenge we're going to do on video. Applebee's has announced a new burger, and Tom thought of a great idea. He says, the photo never matches the actual product.
No, it doesn't. Never does.
Whether it's fast food or a sit-down
No.
restaurant, when you're looking at the menu, with the exception of Chili's. I like the Chili's burger a lot and Ruby Tuesday burger. But there's a new Applebee's burger. We're going to take his
We have
brand
a
new
fr-
camera, and
Yeah.
we're going to try it, right?
Yeah. Well,
maybe next week or
but
2
you
weeks
had
from now.
professional photographers that make the stuff look better.
Well, of course. I mean, even when I worked at Turner, I did all the food preparations, or the way it looked on camera, for Cub Foods, and instead of ice cream, we used mashed potatoes. Well, because it looks like ice cream.
And it doesn't melt.
It doesn't melt
For multiple takes.
Yeah. So we would doctor them up and make them look as pretty as they could, with glycerin and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, you're right. You
It's just
couldn't,
like
you couldn't eat
if
that
you go
stuff.
if you go to the grocery store, if you go
Yeah.
to the fruit section, look at apples and how shiny they
Oh, yeah.
are.
Yeah,
They're all
yeah.
sprayed with all this stuff to make them look like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, man.
Make them look enticing. So
Yeah.
you'll want to buy
Genetic,
those apples.
and it's genetically grown.
That's why when I buy apples like that, I bring them and wash them off.
GMOs. I do
Well,
that
you
too with
should do that.
tomatoes.
Yeah.
I wash them
I
with like
wash it.
antibacterial soap.
Well, Susan actually de-skins.
Antibacterial soap.
Yeah, like hand soap, and I wash
Just
it.
run hot water
I
over
want to
them.
wash those pesticides away. Do you mind?
Well, I
Damn,
mean, when was the last? Like the other day, I ate at. I'm not even going to tell you where it was because I do not like what the owner does. He goes out and kills and shoots rare indigenous animals like the lions and the. Anyway, that's what he does.
Oh, you're thinking of the sandwich
No,
place that I won't mention.
Yeah, correct. That's
Okay.
Anyway, I ate at that sandwich place. And I remember taking a big bite out of their Italian club, and all of a sudden the big tomatoes comes with it. I mean, no. When I take a bite, it just comes with it because of the skin.
Yeah.
But Susan, she takes the skin off the tomatoes and then
My
gives you the
mother
tomato
used to
like
do
that.
that.
And it's so much better.
Yeah, it is.
And she said,
That's a lot of trouble, though.
It is a lot of trouble, but she doesn't mind doing it because she's been doing it for years, and it makes a big difference.
Oh,
It's
sure.
amazing how the tomatoes taste. You can really taste the tomatoes, and it's really
My
good.
mom's a big tomato lover too.
I love tomato
Fresh
sandwiches.
tomatoes, like from
see,
a roadside
Get
mom
some
and pop.
Duke's mayonnaise and some
Duke's heavy
farmers
duty
market,
and some really nice red
Yes.
tomatoes and slice them.
but
y'all
thick,
are making me
put some
hungry, damn
pepper,
it.
put some pepper and a little bit of Duke's mayonnaise on them.
Yeah,
Duke's
you
is
gotta
the
put
best.
the pepper on. But then I went to that same restaurant, and up on the shelf they had the big giant 5-gallon
mayonnaise
things.
Hellman's mayonnaise.
Hellman's mayonnaise. I went,
Well,
Hellman's.
actually, Hellman's is okay. It's okay.
Bleh, bleh.
Wait a minute.
Compare-
I've got some Hellman's in the refrigerator.
compared to Duke's.
No, Duke's
Duke's
is
is
better.
the best.
you.
It's a little sweeter.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Even better than Blue Plate. Duke's is the best.
Yep. That's right, Doc. Even the kids agree.
approve.
Even the kids agree. Hey.
Well, Duke's is good. It's. I think it's a Southern brand, but
It probably is.
But it's.
We used to say Duke's heavy duty mayonnaise.
Ooh, Facebook comments. Steve Arenos, Joe Bartlett, Michael Hopkins again. Chi-Chi's, Sandy Springs. That was a good Mexican joint.
So
Chi-Chi's.
last time I went to Virginia in Newport News, there was still a Chi-Chi's.
Good.
I remember passing it on the left on Jefferson Avenue. My sister might bear it out, but it's near Oyster Point Road. So, Jackie, if you're still there, chime in. Is that Chi-Chi's still there?
When I was in college in the 90s in Huntington, West Virginia, they
Yeah.
had Chi-Chi's. We watched Monday Night Football there every Monday. They would have Monday
I've
Night
never been
Football
to
night.
one.
But
Yeah.
Chi-Chi's in
In the
Korean
90s.
means something very bad, so you can't say that.
Oh, wow. And now Joe says Mrs. Dash is now Dash. I thought that was
What?
a product. I thought Mrs.
It is.
Dash
It is.
was like a
Dash is a
salt. It's a type of salt.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
seasoning. It's a
seasoning.
seasoning.
Yeah, you put it on your steaks or whatever.
But it's called Dash?
It's called.
Really?
I've
That's what
got
he
some-
says.
I've got some. It's called
Mrs. Dash
Why,
is now.
why would they change that?
It's called Dash. It's
Because
it's written on my
because of
bottle.
gender neutrality.
Oh, yeah.
You can't have Mrs. Are you
Excuse
crazy?
me.
Well, my bottle just has Dash written on it.
Now, Wendy's is having trouble with quality employees. I
You
fear
think?
for my safety at Wendy's, right? Because they burned one to the ground here in Atlanta. Anyway, won't go there. But there's always been a rumor that the Chili's at Wendy's is old hamburger meat ground up.
It's good though.
I've heard that from multiple people
But it's
that worked
good.
at Wendy's.
It's good.
By the way, the old woman in the Wendy's commercial, her name was Clara Peeler. P-E-L-L.
Clara, no,
where's the beef
Clara-
lady?
Where's the beef?
Clara Pella.
Peller.
Pella's her name.
Yeah.
Clara Pella.
All right, I got a quick candy bar to mention that they don't make anymore. I love the Reggie bar. It basically was like a Goo Goo cluster without the marshmallow. It was
The
peanuts,
Reggie bar?
caramel, the Reggie
Yeah.
for Reggie Jackson. I love that candy bar. It was just like a Goo Goo cluster.
I don't remember. I like Goo Goo clusters.
Goo Goo clusters are good. And now, thanks to Amazon, you can find some of these extinct foods. Now, what I love, and this is out now in the fall, are the Count Chocula Frankenberry Blueberry
True,
cereals.
true.
It's all sugar. I know it's bad
I know,
for you,
but
but they're at Target now. As
Well-
as we record this pod
Well, they
blast
got-
in the
I-
fall.
they got them at Walmart, too.
I thought Count Chocolate was always around.
No.
Just
no.
at Halloween?
Just at Halloween.
No.
Used to be around
Count
year-round.
Chocolate is always around. I beg to differ.
We
But
got a
that-
clip.
Yeah, I got a clip of Reggie Bar, but I beg to differ. Count Chocolate is always around.
always-
but it's the Blueberry and the Frankenberry. Well, Frankenberry's
Wait a minute.
around
At
too.
Walmart, because I don't shop Walmart.
Walmart.
That's why. I
That's
don't
why.
shop Walmart. In my grocery stores, though, Publix, Kroger,
Yeah.
it's not year round.
Yeah, so
Hey, it
here-
looked like Leif Garrett in this commercial. Let's listen.
I'm Reggie, the famous ball player they named this candy bar after. Peanuts make it my kind of bar.
Sorry, I'm the Reggie they named the bar after. Sweet caramel makes it my kind of bar.
That's a big candy bar.
The real Reggie. Have I got the outfit or not, eh? This is my kind of rich chocolatey covering.
That's funny. I thought I was the real Reggie.
Reggie, it's everybody's kind of candy bar.
Love it. And the kid actually was Philip McKeon. That wasn't Leif Garrett at the beginning of that commercial. Look it up on YouTube, Reggie Bar.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And Philip McKeon is best known as Tommy in the TV sitcom Alice. And his little sister played Joe on The Facts of Life, Nancy McKeon. Anyway, he's in the commercial.
One of my favorite candy bars is the Zero Bar.
And that's
They
still
still
around.
make that. They
I
You
love
can
the
find
Zero.
only
Yeah.
the king size at
the king-
QT's.
yeah. Mhm.
QT's carry it.
I like
And that
the
was
Zero.
by Leif, who also
Yes.
made Whoppers candy.
Mhm.
And I think Hershey's,
Whoppers is
Mars
good.
bought them, by the way. Mars
Oh, they
now,
do?
I think they make the Zero Bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good with the white chocolate.
Yeah.
No, the chocolate, no. The covering was white chocolate, and inside was like a dark chocolate.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it was like a, kind of like a Three Musketeers kind of
I like
sort
Three
of.
Musketeers too. Milky Way. I
See,
mean, but
we're making each other hungry, and we just ate. God,
That's true. That's true.
I have no chocolate
We
in the
always
house.
do that. We always do that.
nice job finding these clips, Tom.
What is
When
this?
that irresistible urge strikes, that urge for a candy bar, have an Almond Joy.
I like Almond Joys.
I do too. And Mounds bars.
Life's more appealing with an Almond Joy bar. Real milk chocolate toast that
almond tender coconut juice, Peter Paul almond joys for you.
Go ahead. Follow that irresistible urge to an indescribably delicious Peter Paul almond joy.
I like the Mounds
And when you
bars.
get the urge
I do
for
too.
something really
Dark chocolate,
crunchy,
Don't fight it, surrender.
Let's see, they don't make this anymore.
What is this?
Almond cluster, made by Peter Paul.
Oh.
I don't even remember this.
I don't remember
So it must
it
not have
either.
been out very long.
Almond cluster.
probably delicious.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, see, that's before the classic. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Almond Joy's got nuts. Mounds don't.
By beech nut, by gum, by gosh, no, by gum, by beech nut, by gum, by gum, by fruits, by gum, by gum, yikes, right, by beech nut, by gum, by golly.
I never was a gum chewer.
Now,
I was.
Fruit Strike gum, they still make it.
That was by Beech Nut?
Yeah,
Is that
Beech
what it's
Nut. Yeah, that's who originally
Wow.
made it. And Beech Nut gum, or Beech Nut, rather, the Fruit Strike gum was a great flavor, but it lasted maybe 15, 20 seconds and it was gone.
The only
Turned
time
to
I really
cottage cheese.
chew, I like juicy fruit, okay, but I never
Yeah,
was a gum chewer.
But again,
Say again?
juicy.
I didn't.
You like juicy fruit? What?
juicy fruit?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The gum.
But
by Wrigley's.
But the problem with juicy fruit, again, the flavor, it's great, but it doesn't last long.
But why
at
even
all.
have it then?
I know. That's what I'm saying. They still make it, but
But I don't chew gum.
But
so
the gum I chew,
it's not good for your teeth.
The flavor lasts a long time, and that's what you want. You know, you want in a gum that you got to drink, you got to eat, rather, I should say.
Facebook comment,
Chew.
Jackie Wilson, nope, Chi-Chi's is gone. It's now Pizza Azteca. And
What? Alice Teca.
Michael says the Wendy's Corporation ended up firing Clara Peller a few years later when Ragu hired her to say, I found it.
Oh.
I don't remember I found it. Do you guys?
I don't remember that.
You can find Quisp cereal online. I remember Quisp from
I
my
do too.
comic before my time, but it must have been from the 60s.
Was that a Post product?
I think it was
Post
General.
cereal?
I think it was General Mills.
Yes, it was. And there's another product called Screaming Yellow Zonkers, and it came up in a black box, and it was modeled after Monty Python. It had all these little funny little things on it, and great. It was like caramel candy, except it was better. And you can't find them anymore. But look them up on the internet. Maybe you'll remember that. In Virginia they had them. And it was called Screaming Yellow Zonkers. Now, I also like a Clark candy bar, which they still make.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of like a Butterfinger in a way because it sticks to your teeth. You got to brush after you eat that sucker.
Correct. It's like a Butterfinger, yeah.
And another great candy bar is a Heath bar.
Oh,
Yes.
good one. Another teeth killer.
Yeah,
though. That's a tooth killer.
That's a great
Yeah.
candy bar.
Just
Now-
like popcorn, with unpopped kernels. Boy, you got to watch it when you eat popcorn.
Now, here's the thing.
Or you're gonna need a crown,
There's
sorry.
another, yeah, exactly. There's another candy bar called Fifth Avenue Bar.
I love it.
They still make it, but it used to have almonds on it.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody seems to remember that. I mean, no, it didn't. Yeah, it did.
It did?
It
did.
certainly did.
It did. I remember.
It most certainly did. And Hershey, I think when Hershey bought them out, they did away
They
with
cut
the
it.
almond. Yeah.
Almonds cost money.
Yeah. And was I remember
Chocolate covered almonds are great. They had those in a box. Remember those?
Yeah. I don't remember it adding that much to the candy bar, but I liked them. I still grab a Fifth Avenue. Now, the worst candy bars in the world are Fifth Avenue, a Clark bar, or a Butterfinger that's not fresh.
Zagnut.
Because Zagnut, they still make that too. I love Zagnut. But again, unfresh, it's like you're biting into concrete almost. Because they got to be fresh, and if they're fresh, they're wonderful. But if they're not fresh, buddy,
When I was a kid on the way to St. Louis, I got the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup with peanuts from a little convenience store in Nashville on our way to St. Louis to visit my grandparents. Anyway, I opened it up, there were bugs in it. Dead, looked like fruit flies.
That's not.
And I almost bit into that thing.
Well, I have to hand it to Reese. They have the best Halloween commercials for their
Who
Reese's,
They do.
Reese's Cup.
Like Moby from Moby and Mitchell, fistfulofradio.com, noon to 2, Monday through Friday, and then after us, Saturdays, 5 to 7. Anyway, they were talking about that, or rather Moby was the other day.
Well, the Reese's commercials?
He said he likes the Reese's pumpkins, and I do too. I bought a pack at Target the other day. They're delicious and addictive.
Reese's
Well, you know,
pumpkins?
Yeah, they're called Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Pumpkins. It's just like
It shows
the
a little
Easter
bit-
egg. It's about that size, a little
Yeah.
bit smaller, but it's the same consistency as the Reese's Easter egg. It's good.
Wow.
For Easter, they have, you see a little bunny rabbit coming close to a Reese's cup, and it's great. Wow. They're only 15 seconds, but they're great commercials.
It looks like Tom has another cool clip.
Now, Milky Way. There at one time they
That's a good-
hired.
that's a good candy bar.
Yeah, they hired Buster Keaton to do a
That was
commercial.
a long time ago. He's been dead a long time.
And they also hired Joey Brown, who I've got I must have 6
Oh my God, he's been
features.
gone for years.
And to do a Mars.
They must be radio commercials.
No,
TV
these are TV commercials.
Oh.
They're black and white. And Joey Brown and I don't know. I've never seen this particular one before, and so I don't know how visual it is. It is with Buster Keaton because he was a silent movie star. But here it is.
The best candy on earth comes from
Mars.
Milky Way.
So Buster Keaton's putting together a billboard, and the billboard's animated.
You backed off camera.
I don't care.
Just like
Nice hum in the audio.
Wholesome and
kind of boring.
This guy's hiding from the cow, an animated cow.
He's trying to catch the animated cow.
Each year, millions of gallons of fresh milk, the kind you drink, go into Milky Way candy bars.
And here's another thing about the candy bars is if you look at this candy bar, it's so much bigger than they are today because this is like 2 Mars candy bars. Look how big it is. You see it? Look how big that candy bar is.
That's a big candy bar.
That's a big daggone candy bar. And so no wonder the dentists were real busy back then. You know what I'm saying?
M&M peanuts or plain?
I like peanuts.
I do too.
I like the peanuts on it. Now, there's an old joke about a woman who, a guy goes into the house, a traveling salesman or something, and he said, "Here, have some peanuts." And he pours a handful. Says, "Yeah, those are peanuts. Grandma don't like the peanuts in her chocolate-covered peanuts, so she sucked all the chocolate off of it." It's something like that.
Jelly beans? You like jelly beans?
Jelly beans, only if they're the jelly beans that Ronald Reagan used to.
He had
jelly
a big
bellies.
jar on his desk at the White House.
Yeah, jelly bellies is what they're called, and you can get the jelly bellies in all different flavors, and they're actually quite good. They're quite expensive, but they're very good.
Jelly Belly.
Jelly bellies.
That's a brand.
Yes, Jelly Belly.
I love jelly beans.
The brand that Ronald Reagan had.
Facebook comment: remember the candy bar? No jelly.
No.
Okay.
What's it called?
No jelly. Nojellly.
No, I do not remember.
Remember the candy bar milkshake?
Yes, that was the one I was going to mention. I love that milkshake candy bar.
I've never had one.
Now, granted, it didn't.
I can remember.
Necessarily taste like a milkshake, but it was just a great chocolate candy bar. It was like a Three Musketeers, very much like a Three Musketeers.
Oh
bar,
my Lord! The Falcons lost. Sorry, this is going to be instantly dated, but the Falcons lost their 3rd game of the season to the Bears. Man, they were leading the whole game. They lost 30-26.
You know,
I told you they were going to have the opportunity to lose.
Rise up my ass.
I could care less about football.
Okay. You mean I like college football now?
I could care less.
All right.
But milkshake.
Go Dogs.
Yeah, milkshake. I remember that as a kid.
They're going to play Auburn next week. Sorry.
We don't care.
Okay.
There's Sonny.
There's Sonny's in here.
Hey, Sonny.
Sonny is Al's dog trying to smell. Yes, that's what I had for lunch. And now
watch this. Watch him.
It's also called. Wait a minute. It's also called.
You made a mess on your board.
Yeah. What about sugar daddies? You remember sugar daddies?
Oh yeah, I like sugar daddies.
I've thought about that on the driving into the studio.
Here's the bad thing about sugar daddies. Even though we've really deterred from restaurants, haven't we? Sugar daddies would definitely pull the crowns and fillings out of your mouth. And there was another one called Bonomo Turkish Tappy.
And Sugar Mama, which was like a thick stick, like on a stick.
The little caramel things, little caramel squares too were good. You know, they'll actually.
I love the Brock's caramel squares you get at the grocery store at Kroger. They have that Brock's, like honor system.
Plus,
you put coins in.
You can get the ones that are coconut flavored too.
I was bad. I would take more candy than I paid for.
Oh, you were the one.
Not the only one.
Yeah, I remember the stores had those things set around, and people would go by and just grab a piece while they were shopping. They thought it was okay. Apparently, the store I worked at didn't enforce it.
No. And may I mention another candy I really love? I think you can find this on Amazon, but as Al and I discussed offline, it's more fun to find a rare candy
in the store,
in the wild.
Yeah, it is in the wild.
Now, I love the red Tic Tac, the cherry Tic Tac.
I never liked Tic Tacs.
Well,
I just didn't care for those.
In 1979, when I was a little kid, vivid memory of my grandpa who visited from St. Louis. Anyway, he bought me, it was a split pack of Tic Tacs. It would be half orange and half cherry with a little plastic divider in the middle. Love that. Now, my sister, for my birthday a few years ago, found a whole case of cherry Tic Tacs from Amazon. Anyway, I love those cherry Tic Tacs, and they're hard to find in the store.
You know,
I like Lifesavers.
Yeah.
Lifesavers is good.
I remember every Christmas I used to get. They used to have the book of Lifesavers.
Oh,
You
yeah.
open them up and there was a bunch of Lifesavers. I used to get one every Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
5 rolls per side,
Yeah,
10 total.
Something like that.
The cherry flavor was my favorite.
I didn't like the Winto Green. I love the butterscotch. I love the wild cherry. I love the 5
Now, what
flavor.
was the ones we had at the radio station? They were free. They were the
Peppermint.
That's all they had.
Pep-O-Mint, yeah, little individual. And sometimes they'd have the multi. I would hog up those multi fruit flavored ones.
Yeah.
The cherry ones. All right, so Peter Paul put out No Jelly. Michael A. Hopkins, our friend of the show, says on Facebook.
I've never heard of it. What are you looking at, Tom?
Milkshake candy bar. I'm just looking at it.
No one's going to care unless you're in the Nashville area or Texas, but there was a place in Atlanta that closed. I'll briefly mention Kobe Steaks. It was a hibachi like
True.
Benihana.
Yeah.
It was in the Prado in Sandy Springs. I would eat there once a month, and it closed, and I love that place.
Oh, yeah.
My friend Rich Sidewater turned me on to Kobe Steaks.
Well, we got about 5 minutes left. Is any other restaurant that you want to mention before we get out of here that you liked it's not around anymore? I can't think of anything right
Well,
off.
not around here. There was
Sidelines Grill, Bar and Grill.
Yeah, gosh, like I said, Carol's Drive-In was one of them, and there was a couple of others I was going to mention. Sorry, y'all keep talking. I'll think of it in a minute.
One of the big drive-ins in my hometown we used to go to was the Mill Joe.
The what's that?
The Mill Joe.
The what?
The Mill Joe. MIL-JO. The Mill Joe.
And what was it? I mean,
it was a drive-in restaurant.
Oh.
Had great food. And the local radio station that I worked for in Wilmington, they had a broadcast booth. And every weekend they would broadcast every Friday and Saturday night from the Mill Joe.
Did we do sock hop?
Well, they would play music and just do the Mill Joe show.
Oh, the Mill Joe show.
Yeah, it was
That's great. We used to have...
My friends in Wilmington will remember that.
That's true. We used to have a local radio station called WGH, and they had a showmobile. It was a big trailer, and the back of it was big windows, and the disc jockey would be there, and they'd have these big speakers. They were just horns, is what they were, and they would broadcast mostly at Casey Chevrolet, Casey Chevy Sellout, Casey Chevy Sellout, and they used to have they had a basketball team that would play all the local high school teams called the WGH Microphonies.
Mm-hmm.
And they would go and they would show.
Microphony.
Yeah, they would do a little exhibition basketball. They were horrible. They were just DJs who really couldn't play basketball. They were worse. I mean, they weren't the Globetrotters, that's for sure.
That's really got me into radio because when I was a kid, I would go with my parents to the Mill Show, and they would be broadcasting live.
Show.
And I used to go up, and the guy would let me get in the booth and see the console, and they played records there. You know.
See, I remember going.
And that's how I got into radio.
I remember going to watch the DJs too, and I used to really like WGH. And you would have loved their sign. Their sign was a big RCA ribbon mic, big giant RCA ribbon mic, and then once that went away, WFOG, which played just nothing but easy listening stuff, they had the big microphone as their sign out front, which was all
it's funny you mentioned WFOG because in my hometown, they had an FM that was beautiful music.
Yeah,
it was all our program. It was reel-to-reel tapes.
Yeah. Same. Yeah,
it was WFOG.
Yep.
But they later changed the call letters to WAAV, Wave. It was still beautiful music, but they started out with WFOG. Yeah. So I guess your station dropped those call letters at some point, and Wilmington got them.
They must have.
Yeah.
Because WVEC FM, they were strictly reel-to-reel automation as well. And a guy named Scotty Bowers, God rest his soul, he started a few years ago.
Well, when FM first came around,
with IBM cards. Yeah. I remember IBM cards.
Oh, yeah, we had the little pins. We had to put little pins and stuff in there.
And he had the big cart machines and everything.
Yeah, the carousel cart machines.
Yeah, we had those, but we also had the really big carts.
Well, we got, but when FM came along, it was just all beautiful music.
Yeah.
That's what, it was stereo and FM, and so it was only later on when AM radio was dying that they moved everything to the FM dial.
They did. WWI in Norfolk was the first rock FM station, and they played they played the avant-garde type stuff.
And shout out to another place that's long gone in the Atlanta area. Sorry if you're out in California. Charlie Magruder's. They'd let me drink underage. They wouldn't card me.
Charlie Magruder. I've never heard of that.
Charlie Magruder's bar. They have live music. It was great.
Used to on the
In
weekends,
Powers Ferry Landing.
WQXI, a local Atlanta radio
Quixie.
station, Quixie would broadcast from Charlie Magruder,
Which is now Star 94.
Yeah,
Intercom
they
owns
would
it.
broadcast from Charlie Magruder's on the weekends
Wow.
every Saturday night.
Yeah,
I love Charlie Magruder.
What I was alluding to, which I got sidetracked a little bit,
Yeah.
was when I used to listen to WGH.
Yeah.
My dad knew I was a big fan of WGH apparently, and I was having one of my famous ear surgeries where they put the tubes in your ears because you get swimmer's ear back then. Because we were a member of a pool back then called Beaconsdale Pool, and in one of my many surgeries, my father somehow found a WGH pen, a really nice pen that had the microphone on it as a WGH. Wish I still had that.
Oh man!
Wish I still.
And I remember American Pie.
And it was an actual. It wasn't just written on there. It was literally an emblazoned logo that was anyway.
Good Old Days Bar and Grill did team trivia there. They're gone. And American Pie, Sandy Springs. Star 94 would do live remotes from there.
I remember American Pie.
In the 1992, 93, they had like Disco Night or Saturday Night Fever, I think it was called, with Tom Sullivan. It was really good
He's
radio.
a friend of mine. I want to get him on the show sometime.
Who's that?
He's a
That'd
good
be
friend
great.
of mine.
We should have our friend Jim Niarchos on too.
Yeah, Tom is a good friend of mine.
Anyway,
Spice Right Barbecue there on Highway 29 would have the buffet. Did you ever go to the buffet? Yes, you did.
Yeah.
At Spice Right, all you can eat for like $7 or $8, but
that's when it was great.
Yeah, but it was all you could eat.
It's all you could eat.
The Brunswick stew
and one
the
more place,
barbecue.
one more place before we get out of here that I usually go to a lot. There's a place called Farmer John's.
Farmer John's.
It was an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Oh wow.
They had one in Decatur, I believe, and they had one on Cheshire Bridge Road, where the Tara movie theater's at.
Right.
It was in the it was a separate building. Hey now, but now that building is a camera shop. But Farmer John's was a great place to eat.
Wow. Let me play this other
Farmer John
other commercial real quick.
Good.
And
know what only $1.99 buys you at Ponderosa right now?
$1.99.
Your choice from 2 delicious dinners with all the fresh salad you can eat, baked potato, only $1.99. Our chopped beef dinner special or our fish fillet dinner special, only $1.99 each. For a limited time only, so hurry in. How do we do it?
You're asking me? Who cares? Just keep doing it.
That's a great jingle.
Yeah. Now, do you know who that voice was at the end?
No.
Phyllis Diller.
Is that who that was?
Phyllis
No
Diller.
way. I love Phyllis Diller.
And that's what I mean. That Ponderosa must have had a good budget because one of the other commercials had Blackstone and Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop. Now, granted, they weren't in their prime when they did those commercials, but they were still notable people, et cetera, et cetera. So, Chance, before we get out of here, you got a
we got a correct. I
contest?
have a correction. Okay, yeah.
All right, take it away.
Contest update. All right, we're giving away every episode ever made of Linda Carter's Wonder Woman.
haven't
That's
give those
4
away yet?
seasons.
Yeah.
Well,
jeez.
Well, hey, the movie's not been out yet, and I'm getting ticked at Warner Brothers for pushing the release date.
You should call them.
It was
Well, just
supposed to
leave
be.
them with
it
me.
was-
I'll take them.
Originally, it was supposed to be July 4th weekend.
Look at that
Then
mess you made.
October 4th. You made that mess.
You made the mess.
Those are
Yes,
Bit Honey
you did.
wrappers. You made that mess.
Jeez.
You
Back
made
on-
the rest. I
back-
put them all in the bag. Yeah, go
Back
ahead.
on track. The trivia question is, here's the hint. It has something to do with the way you watched the show. What does Wonder Woman and My Three Sons have in common?
Ooh.
The person.
Nobody's
first
going to
person.
guess that.
Well, then I'll throw the question out. I'll answer it right now.
No,
and I'll
no,
come up with a new question.
No, let it
Don't-
go.
let it go.
Let it go.
I'll have to give another hint then, don't I?
Yeah.
It's the way it was transmitted. Think.
Ooh.
Oh, that's too good. Obvious a hint. I can't say what I was about to say. But you'll get every episode ever made to get you up to speed for the new movie Wonder Woman 1984. Takes place.
When are
in
they gonna release
1984. Now they're talking about
Christmas?
I thought it was
Thanksgiving?
Christmas. You tell me, because you
Well, it
told
was
me.
supposed to be in October.
It was supposed to be July 4th originally. Weekend.
But the theaters were closed.
It's
But
because New York and LA theaters are still shut down, locked down.
I think I think they moved it to Thanksgiving with the Bond movie.
Yeah.
you know?
So go ahead and ask the question one more time.
The question is, what do these two shows have in common? Wonder Woman and My Three Sons. It has nothing to do with the actors or stories. It's about how the show was transmitted.
Hey, Google
how
it.
you watched it.
Google it.
Both shows. Enough
There you
said.
go.
No, you
So
can't
that's our
Google. That's
contest update.
cheating. That's cheating. You can't
No, it's
Google.
not
And I
cheating.
have a quick correction corner.
What we got a what?
A correction corner.
Well, that's so great.
Chance made another mistake.
Yes, last time, 2 weeks ago, we did a show about late night and daytime TV talk shows. Real brief. I can't believe I forgot to mention Arsenio Hall.
There you go.
Who took over from Joan Rivers' Late Late Show. When it folded, it was the same set in Hollywood that Fox built for Joan Rivers. And I didn't mention Chelsea Handler. That was a pretty good show. Even though a lot of people don't care for her style of humor, they think it's vulgar, I thought she was hilarious.
Can I say something about Arsenio Hall?
Certainly.
I didn't like it.
Well, there you go. But here's the thing.
I ain't care for it.
Even at work today, I'll stand right in front of the elevator doors, right when they open, and I'll do what Arsenio did with my head down. And as soon as they open, I'll just, come out like
that's how we would enter the stage. And I loved his haircut.
Yeah.
It was like a boxed kind of cut.
I just didn't care for it.
It's okay. But Bill Clinton played the sax on the show. He's famous for it. But the show that we didn't mention much of, which I wish we had, was Craig Ferguson.
We mentioned a little bit, but not enough.
Yeah, not enough.
Craig Ferguson was absolutely my favorite. He should have got the CBS late night instead of that Stephen Colbert jerk.
Yeah, but
standing.
Well, again,
Jimmy Kimmel's back. He was on hosting the Emmys.
He's a jerk.
The
he's a jerk too.
Who cares that he's back? But luckily, here's the thing. Funny thing is, I'll give Jimmy Kimmel one thing. I did watch the first time he's back in the studio some of it, and he wasn't bashing President Trump left and right at the top of the show like he always does. So maybe he's gotten off that kick or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that gets old after a while.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. But Al, do you have
one more thing?
No. I thought you said you did.
Let me think.
Let me play that song backwards.
Let Tom go, I guess.
Do you have one more thing?
Of course, I always do.
Well, go ahead, Chance. You got one more thing quickly.
No, he already did.
No pressure. No pressure.
All
right. I want to just say, not to pat myself on the back, but
wait. Let me do it for you.
Turn your mic. Turn your mic up a little bit.
There's a few terms I came up with that I can prove on social media that got ripped off. One, cover your ears, kids. The term food porn. I came up with that. Now there's a show called that because I talked.
Now wait a minute. I have heard that for a long time.
This was like 10 years ago. I came up with this on social media.
I've heard that for a long time.
The other one is ageist.
I'm not buying it.
I got this ripped ageist, like racist ageist, someone that discriminates or makes a comment because you're too old. That's an ageist. And the last one, swamp creature. There's a personality here that we like. Actually, he's a nationally known personality, Mike Brooks. And he's a former Homeland Security and police officer. Anyway, I commented about Meghan McCain about 2 or 3 years ago on a Facebook post he made about Meghan McCain. I said, she's a swamp creature. And now I hear swamp creature everywhere. Okay, whatever. It's not too terribly original. But and then I want to mention that next week, Tom won't be with us. He's working at the Weather Channel because it's hurricane season. Ryan will be back.
I'm just filling in because people
he's filling in because he's on vacation.
Finally, people are starting
There's
to
no
take
hurricanes
vacation.
out there.
No, there's nobody.
They're all gone. They're all gone.
I didn't know. Okay, so you're filling. Well, Tom won't be here. Point being,
I volunteered.
Ryan, our good friend Ryan Settles will be here at Al's studio. And this is Studio what, Al?
North.
Studio North.
And he is Studio East.
East. And the topic
I'm north of Atlanta. He's east of Atlanta.
We're going to do a show about pop culture. And that means we're talking movie posters and record album covers.
Ooh.
I'm talking the best record album cover. We did not. We talked about concerts.
We talked about the Beatles album.
Can we talk about this offline, sir?
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We talked about that.
And we're talking pop art. That includes Andy Warhol, one of your favorite artists, Al. And we're going to bring in record album covers. And my other one more thing, we're appraising a comic book collection in Milledgeville, Georgia. Our friend Danny, hold this up for the camera.
Is this mine?
No.
Is this mine? You going to leave this with me?
No, it is a double I have. But hold that up if you can for the camera real quick.
I'll take a
Notice
Sharpie
the
to it.
border. Notice the border around that comic book. This was from 1986, the 25th anniversary of Marvel Comics. And every cover had a border like that. And I'm collecting them all, and I'm missing one. And the collector in Milledgeville, I hope he's watching this show. I'm not going to mention his name, but he has, and Danny chastised me so bad for wanting this, a Care Bears issue. It's the only one I'm missing, and it was like from the Star Comics, Marvel Comics, kids line of comic books, and it's the only one I need to have the whole set of like 50 comics with that border for the 25th anniversary.
We'll have that comic you gave me right there.
Yeah.
What is that?
Dark Shadows.
Dark Shadows. Oh, cool.
Oh, we got to go.
Well, we'll be back next week. Thanks for listening to fistfulradio.com. Up next is the best of Moby and Mitchell from 7 to 5 after us. And we'll be back here next week, and Tom will be back in 2 weeks at Studio East.
Okay. We'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
I got to go man the camera.
Just
Hit dissolve.
Wow.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks, Jackie.
In the middle of the screen, his hit dissolve.
Thanks for our callers. Thanks, Joe Bartlett and Michael Hopkins, for calling in. Appreciate you.
It's not hard.
I love it.
All right, goodbye.
Goodbye. What did you hit it twice for?
Because you hadn't killed our mics. Just
Oh,
like you
we're
haven't
still
killed them now.
live.
Okay, good. Hey, we'll keep our mics alive. We'll do a little extra, just a little bit. You stopped the recording, I see.
Yeah, I did. You want me to come back live?
Yeah, I thought we were still live. Don't kill it. Don't kill it.
Oh, okay. I'll come back.
Don't kill it. Oh, no, don't come back. If you've already killed it, then
No,
screw
I
it.
haven't.
Oh, I see. You put the logo up. I
Now
got
we're
you.
back. All right. Without the phone number.
Guys, we're going to stay on a little bit longer for Facebook. I want to address some comments. Jackie Wilson, good show, guys. You all are so entertaining. Thank you, Jackie. Tom, say something. I'm hogging the mic today.
He can't eat. He can't say anything because he's full of candy.
Bit of honey. Well, I got another pack in the car.
Yeah, I gotta say.
I don't like doing the show without Tom. I really don't.
Well, I don't
next
either.
week but hey, you got to
That's
take the
okay.
money.
I
I
gotta
like
take
doing
the
the show
money
without
out.
you.
Oh, wait.
You only did it one
wait,
time
wait,
with your friend Marty.
Say that again, Al.
I like doing the show without you, Chance.
There you go.
I'm just
I knew I had a
joking.
rim shot somewhere.
You know, I had to say that.
Now, see, now, look, he's crying.
No.
I hope you're happy.
Michael
He's crying.
Hopkins said, "Remember Jolly Kobe?" Yes, it was a bakery near the Kobe at Sandy Springs Prado. It was Jolly Kobe. They had a
Before my
bakery.
time. Before
No,
my-
it was.
No, I mean, I've only been here
At the
since
Prado.
'84. I've only been here since 1984.
What about? No,
I
it
came
was,
here in
it was
76.
around until like 2 years ago.
What number is
Yeah.
this? What show number?
41.
We've done 41 shows.
Mm-hmm.
9 more is 50.
Yeah, we'll do something special for our 50th. And then Michael Hopkins says, Jimmy. Oh,
Hendrix.
that's the one you didn't want. No, the one about the hunter. We won't mention them. The sandwich place where the owner kills
that
endangered
guy.
species.
Yeah.
Michael commented on that.
Sorry, Michael. I'm not going to mention that guy's name.
He said, well, speaking of blank bashing, I saw an episode later in the week and had to change the channel. I don't know what that's about.
What episode?
I don't know. He
our
didn't
show?
say. No,
Oh.
he's talking about something to do with that hunter.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's all of our comments. We've addressed every single one.
That's good.
I wish you could just shut your big yapper.
Is that, what's his name?
Matt Foley.
Chris Farley.
Yeah.
That's right.
Fractured Fairy Tales.
That's only one channel. I'm sorry.
That's mono.
So how about okay?
I love that.
I like that.
Hey, the
And
Braves.
now,
The Braves
here's
won their
Chance with a
division. I know.
Baseball update.
I know.
Who cares?
I don't care for that.
I'm done with professionals.
They won the
division.
division. Yeah, and now they moved on and they're doing well.
Well, they always
Against-
win, but they
against
never win a World Series.
the
so who
Miami
cares,
Marlins.
you know?
Okay.
They never win. They don't.
Oh, Hopkins corrected me. He's talking about Jimmy Kimmel. Okay, not the sandwich place. Jimmy blank. Jimmy's back bashing. Oh, he's back bashing, meaning
Oh, he
Jimmy.
is?
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel is back and he's bashing.
That's his
Saw an
favorite
episode
sport.
later in the week. Had to change the channel.
Well,
Yeah.
what is
in lieu of content, right?
what-
in
what
lieu
is-
of
yeah.
talent and humor.
What is Kimmel going to do? Let's just say, well, forget who won, whoever's going to win. In 4 more years, when there's a new president, period, who's he going to bash? Who's he going to? I mean, who is?
If
there
it's a Democrat, he won't bash them.
That's correct.
But well, no, we don't want to go there.
Now we don't want to go there. Who cares?
We want to take a break from that, man. That's why we like nostalgia. Nostalgia, as Larry Wax, friend of the show, WACHS, has pointed out, nostalgia's big right now because people
That's right.
are tired of the flames and the looting and just they're tired of it.
Yep. Hey, brother.
Enough.
I'm tired of it. Matter of fact, I'm tired right now. I want to go see Al's new projector.
You going to stay and watch a movie?
No.
Yeah, Al, tell the audience about your new purchase. You got a $2,500 projector for a fraction of that cost.
Well, I bought it used. You know, but,
For
you know.
how much? Do you want to say?
No.
Okay,
I
we
got-
He got it
a fraction.
I got a good deal on it.
Yeah,
He
you got a
got
good deal.
Epson.
He got it for $500.
And shout out to Danny. It's been a lot of fun
And
helping.
Tom just bought a rug for $200.
That's true, but it was three something.
Oriental or Persian?
Well, can I have that red rug back I gave you?
I guess it
No.
is the same, isn't it?
Why? You're not using it.
I am using it.
For what?
It's in the other room.
Is it a Middle Eastern rug or?
It's in the basement.
Orient.
But
It's
you don't use the basement.
Yeah, I do. It's
No,
in the
you
furnace.
don't.
It's in the furnace room. What do you trade me for it? I traded you something for it.
I know.
Uh-huh.
But I forgot what you traded me for.
I don't know either, but I know I traded you something. For
Oh, I know what it was. There's a GPS unit.
Oh.
You know the little.
Was it really?
Tell them about the movie we're going to watch.
Then I don't use.
That Tom has seen. Tell the audience about the movie we're about to watch. The zombie movie.
And the rug I don't use either.
Yeah, we're going to watch. We're going to watch a zombie movie.
A what?
And the sequel's in theaters now.
Train to Busan.
Yeah,
No, it was B-U-S-I-A or
Busan.
something. Busan.
That's it. Hey.
It's a Korean movie.
Hey, I should know. Busan.
Yeah, because your ex-wife is... Never mind.
We just say I should know.
He ordered it from Netflix, right?
I got it from Netflix.
You rented it. Yeah.
But it's a Korean. It's in subtitles, but you don't notice the subtitle because the action is so good at it.
It's good.
But the thing I noticed, you showed me a clip.
It's a good zombie movie.
He
It's got
sent me
good music. It's got good music in it.
And the music's cool. He sent me a cool clip, and they're on a train, of course, and they're zombies, and I won't give it away. That's all I've seen.
It's a commuter train.
Right. And the thing is, the zombies are fast, and typically, I don't like fast zombies. I like slow, like George Romero, Night of the Living Dead zombies. That's what I was trained. I was a zombie on Walking Dead.
But
I went to zombie school.
This is
but they're fast. They're quick.
They're quicker, but I like them. They're all young guys anyway.
Well, what about World War Z?
So what does that mean?
Weren't they quick?
So they're because they're young, they're quick.
Yeah,
they're dead. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but weren't they quick in World War Z? War Z.
Yeah, I don't like quick zombies.
Yeah.
That's just me. Hey, I'm sure I'll love the movie. I'm not knocking it. I just
when
prefer
the zombie
slower
apocalypse happens, we'll just have to tell the zombies, "Hey, you're too fast. Slow it down."
Well, there's a sequel to Train to Busan. It's called Train to Peninsula.
I don't.
It's in the theaters now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's in the theaters.
Wouldn't it be interesting if they went and dug up all the old stars
and Walking Dead's ending, so the zombie craze is kind of going the way of the vampire
this movie
from a few
came out
years
in
ago.
2016.
Right.
But there's one in theaters now that was made
last year, probably right before the pandemic.
Before the pandemic, so they released it.
Well, I guess it was successful worldwide. That's why they made a sequel. Because zombies were still hot in 2015 when they made the first one, released in 16.
Look how hot our audio is.
It's me. I'm talking too close to the mic.
He is.
It's me.
He's on.
I can't work a mic.
Well, Okay. Well, listen, it's been fun. I'm gonna pack up and go home.
I got to feed Sonny, but where's Sonny at?
I don't know where Sonny is.
Next week, again, we're talking pop art. Okay, we're going to talk about movie posters. We're going to promote the heck out of your eBay store or eBay poster sales. We'll talk about your favorite movie posters and record albums. We'll have it all for the camera, old school. It's so cool doing the show here and at Tom's.
Yeah.
Because at Tom's, we have a little more video, but I love the audio here. I think you just do a great job, both of you. So
Well, thank you.
Kudos to both you gentlemen.
All right. After show is now over.
What?
See y'all next week.
So,
appreciate each and every one of you.
Thanks for watching
and listening. We'll be back next week.
Hey now. Bye.
Check out our YouTube channel, Nostalgic PodBlast on YouTube. Just Google it. And please subscribe.
And visit often.
Do the kids, will you? Thank you.